There we go. And let's just make sure this is live. Sorry, it always takes a moment for YouTube to catch up. Why are you giving me such pains? All right, we're just going to go anyway. All right. Yes, awesome. Well, welcome back everyone to the Contracts of the Blue Dandelion. We are now on season 2 and we have 2 new players. How about you guys go ahead and introduce yourself as you would like to be heard in the stream? All right, well, to catch everybody up where we left off last time, because it has been quite a while, our team defeated the wish-granting Jinn, and they came back, and our glowstick paladin finally received the bishop's endorsement that they wanted for so long. And everybody else was clapping him on the back and telling them what a good decision it was. But in reality, he was very upset about it and chose to leave, saying he might not come back. But as they were leaving, they had an interesting idea of how to make things right. And so sometime around midnight, our paladin came back to the Blue Dandelion, got themselves a room, and they find themselves ready to partake in the mission to retrieve the artifact so they can take part in the paladin trials in 1 month. Starting off with you, Usagi. You come downstairs early and say again. Oh no, you're being sponsored now. You don't have to pay for it. You yeah, you and your retinue are now sponsored by the Blue Dandelion for the Paladin trials, which means effectively you are lifers now. Congratulations. As you wake up, you see a procession of white armor-clad individuals heading off to the north. What do you want to do? Yes. As you come downstairs, you see both Matt and Molly's characters are waiting at the table, and Patch is waiting at the counter for you, and he's waving you down, shouting, "Come over here! Come here!" He, as you approach, but it's like, "Well, glad to see I caught you. The procession just left out, so they left all the official paperwork with me, but I got some bad news for you. That sweet little rogue you had, who I'm surprised made it all the way through that, took her troll baby in the middle of the night and left. But I'm not about to send you out there unprepared. So I held 2 of our other candidates behind to help assist you. Just follow the random noise and smell of smoke, and you'll find them. They're sitting over there by Cookie's bar." You look over and you see a dwarf dressed in what looks like an entire music store, and a slightly singed and a little bit greasy elf, or almost elf. Make a charisma roll for me. Make a performance roll for me, Doug. Nope, you open your character sheet, and where it says performance on the left side, just click on it, and it will roll for you. In fact, from what you told me about your character, roll with disadvantage. So roll twice. Yep. Yes, sir. There you go. Oh, good one the first time. Click on it again. Hey, you do a fairly decent performance. It's a shame there's nobody around to hear it. Patches looks, the guild master Patch looks over, is like, wow, that is the best he's ever sounded. Get him out of my get him out of here. I imagine that the dwarf will continue playing and the elf will continue tinkering with some strange object. Patch is over there tapping his finger impatiently, but he says nothing.
Of doing whatever with the church, seeing as it stresses you out, and I do not need members of this team developing stress-related health complications.
Okay. And Eleanor, I assume that was also something of a yes?
I'm only going to go because I've got nothing better to do, frankly.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
He's going to amble up to the bar.
Sadly, Cookie is not here, and that is the job desk. Patch just kind of regards you wearily. Says, "What do you want?"
Well, it's about Felicia, our friend before, with the troll.
Mm-hmm.
She did she give any idea where she was going, or?
Nope. She just took that green monstrosity with her and said she wasn't coming back until she knew how to be a proper mom. Whatever that means.
Oh, all right.
It happens all the time. Don't worry.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, if she comes back, just let her know where we've gone. Hopefully, we'll meet up with her later.
Well, everybody comes back here sooner or later. We all gotta eat, right?
Don't I know it?
Shame Cookie's out sick.
Speaking of which, do you have any food back there?
Not right now. Cookie's out sick. Took a drink out of that bucket.
Don't drink out the bucket. Oh, God.
There's only one person who survived it. And he's on your team. Anyway, back to the person who survived it. You approach the table, and you see that they are still involved in their singing and tinkering. What do you do?
Hello. I was informed that you may or may not be looking for a party to join. Quite reticent, I see.
For a dwarf who sings, he's quite taciturn.
I'm looking for work at least.
All right. I assume your companion is also. My name is
I've never met her before, but I presume so.
I just sat down where the music was.
I'm sorry?
I just sat down where the music was.
Ah, okay.
Can you
Were you
hear her
looking-
well?
She is a little quiet.
You might want to move closer. I mean, the microphone's way over here.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear you.
For those
No,
just
you know
tuning
what? I
in,
compared
real
not yet. I just sat down where the music was.
for those just tuning in, to let you guys know, we actually had the other players muted for a short time. So the new players are Doug and Christine, sharing the name, or not sharing the names, both playing the game characters Jangles, and I believe you were Daisy. Is that right, Christine?
Yes, as in Whoopsie Daisy.
Yes. All right. Sorry. Continue.
Django goes. My official name is. Good question. What is my official name? My official name is Kildrak Firehammer, but everyone calls me Jangles.
Okay. Well,
Those who
you
know
come with,
Dwarven
come
will
free
know that's
with
a
a nickname
well-known
already.
nickname.
Well, before we used to go by nicknames in my party, so it's nice that we won't have to find one for you. But yeah, Daisy, were you also up for some work?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, if you want, you can come over here and you can meet the others. My name is Arnolful. We're actually heading to my hometown. I have a mission to do out there, though.
Patch screams from the counter, "Get the bards out of my bar!"
No, we're getting to it, man. I'm going at the speed I'm going.
He just buries his hands in the
Don't
desk.
you dare talk bad about bards. They're the greatest thing ever.
Actually, Patches.
He just sighs and mumbles something about his favorite troll.
So, what food do you have, including scraps?
Well, we're out of food right now. Cookie's out sick. You're gonna have to pick up
All
something on
food?
the
You
way.
don't even have like. You don't even have like leftovers.
I've
Well-
got water, I've got alcohol, it's been medicine, but it's alcohol. And I've also got, at least a 7 days journey of food for one person. I can share with others for at least 2 days.
Well, you all have rations, but this is a place to eat. Like there is normally
It's
somebody
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Patches just says, "Sorry, clerk is out, cookie's out, nothing I can do. Everybody else is gone for a job."
All right. Well, in that case, you might as well come over and meet everybody, or I guess they're coming here.
As Matt approaches, you can
Yep,
hear
I'm
his
wearing
stomach
the
growling.
scrolling thing.
Oh, problems his way across the room over all the desks and everything.
Yes.
Yep. There goes Doc Honeyhole doing the
There you
same
go.
thing.
As Matt approaches, you hear a strange rumbling noise, and you realize it's his stomach when he's halfway across the room.
Can I expand this?
Morning. I take it you two are coming with us on this errand.
So, what is the job exactly?
We have to go and get a relic and then bring it back.
What's the pay?
Actually, I
You
don't
will
remember
each
what the relic was.
receive 200 for it as a stipend for room and board. You are actually joining the Paladin Initiate's retinue for the time being. So this is a constant job with a monthly pay.
Nice.
What's the relic, and do we get to keep it?
That
No,
would
we
say
do
in the
not get to
minute.
keep it. I
Oh,
also
I
don't
didn't
know
know.
what the relic is. We just have to go get it.
Okay.
I'm sure the church wants to keep it. They always want to keep stuff.
This is a guild relic.
Oh, okay. The guild will want it then.
Yep.
What happened? Did it get stolen?
I didn't ask.
He is right there. You can ask him.
Yep, he's eyeballing you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like-
Clinging
how
to the
did
bar,
it-
white knuckled.
He's trying his best not to look at your table with his face buried in his hands. Just so you
I
know,
poke
Pat.
him.
Just so you know, Guildmaster Patch hates bards.
I poke him. What happened to the relic?
He's like, it is just with its old owner.
Oh, and he's donating it to the guild. That's really nice of him. We'll be happy to be his messengers.
Yay! You can leave now. He starts slowly banging his head on the table.
He must really hate me because, of course, I'd always try to bring bards wherever I go.
So, just so you know, and you would know this as a member of the guild, Patch does not like bards at all. And he will frequently give them harder jobs than they can normally stand because he doesn't like them, because the city is just full of bards. Like, they're everywhere. You go outside and they actually are singing over each other. But at this point, you've been here so long, you kind of drown it out.
Well, I love it. So,
Do we know how to get where we're going?
Well, it's to my hometown. I know how to get there.
Oh, excellent.
We might
Alrighty.
We might want to hit a market on the way there, so that if you want to get any supplies. So we'll probably want to get moving.
all right. So,
All right. As you leave the blue dandelion, I'm just going to pause you guys here so you guys don't go crazy now. As you leave the blue dandelion, you notice processions of white armored individuals going this way and that, pushing bards out of the way, civilians holding banners crying out the upcoming paladin trials in a month, and various aspirants who hope to join the ranks of the paladins.
I charge up and guard the bards from their horrible things they're doing to them.
Make an athletics or acrobatics check for me.
Okay.
Open your character sheet
I gotta
and
go
click
back
on
to
one.
the other screen. Yes, two. Well, yes, I hate this having to switch between two screens. Let's see. Where is my character now? Oh, he's still way back here. All right. Athletic. Let's see. Insight and persuasion. Interesting.
All right. You do successfully move a few bards out of the way of being mildly injured. In fact, you do so well, you save their instruments as well.
Good.
Yeah.
And any that had instruments damaged or whatever, I offer to take the damaged ones on, and I turn around and give them new ones.
As you say this, Matt's stomach growls louder than you speak.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cross the black areas.
No, it's game pause, so I can't move my character.
Sorry, go ahead. All right.
Let's see. Not just drag and drop.
So are you guys going to leave town first, or yes, you could drag and drop. You guys want to leave town first or pick up something?
I'll stop by the market.
Okay.
Before we go anywhere.
It's early in the morning.
I'm following Eleanor.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm following Eleanor, and if anybody asks why, it's because I'm restocking on reagents.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna do some restocking.
I'm also going to restock on reagents, come to think of it.
All right. As you approach the market, it is early in the morning, and the sound of bards is not quite as deafening. You've learned to tune it out by this point. You notice that the bakers are just now putting out their fare for the day. There are little breakfast pastries available that have seasonal fruits in them, and general loaves of bread.
I'm running around tossing copper and silver coins into the good sounding bards by my standards.
How many coins do you want to toss?
How much do I have, by the way? I wasn't sure where the money was.
It would be in your inventory tab. You have about 500 gold on you right now.
All right, so I probably toss out a good 20 gold.
All right, deduct 20 gold.
Will do.
The bards seem very happy and start playing even louder, and somewhere off in the distance you hear a crying that sounds very similar to the guildmaster.
Screw that guy.
He
doesn't like bards. He doesn't know what's good for him.
He's the one to relocate.
What did you want to get, Matt?
You mentioned bread. Is it freshly baked?
It is freshly baked. In fact, there are several with herbs and some without herbs. some with a nice crust on them,
Oh.
various different types.
Oh. I'm going to pick up a nice crusty loaf of bread
All right, that will be
and something for the doc if she wants a pastry.
that is 5
Yeah,
silver
thank
per
you.
loaf of bread and 2 silver per breakfast pastry.
All right. How much for the bread? Sorry, was it?
That's 5 silver per loaf of bread and 2 silver for
Oh.
every pastry.
All right. Very nice. You just want one, Doc? One pastry?
Yes, please. I'm not too hungry. I'll just stick with one.
There you go. Brilliant. And then
Thank you.
travel rations. I'm going to need a bunch of them.
All right, let me pull these up. Let's see, I can just check on your character here because I'll have to up it anyway. Because all of you do have rations. I did give you some. Matt, your character has 2 rations currently.
Oh, that's not enough.
They are 5 silver pieces each.
As many as I can carry.
You're pretty overloaded. They are 2 pounds apiece. You have about 15 pounds free. Well, about 16 pounds free.
Oh,
You can
no.
buy 8 rations.
How long do they? How long will they sustain me for?
One
if
ration,
I get 8,
one
and I have
ration
2
is
already.
good for a normal person for 1 day.
So if
actually,
I have
you already have
10.
8. You already have 8 rations on you.
I already have 8.
Yes, you have 8. You have
Okay.
them in 2 different places.
Oh.
I'm gonna adjust that.
Oh, I better. Well, I
There
better
you go.
get more, obviously. Yeah, 8 more will do me nicely.
Okay. That is 5 silver apiece, so you would deduct 4 gold.
Yeah, lovely. So, quick maths. So, okay. So one is like a normal amount for a normal person per day. So for me, I'm going to need to eat between 2 and 4.
Depending on how much you use your abilities, yes.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to start eating the loaf of bread whole.
Okay.
As we're strolling about.
Your
nice
hunger
crust.
starts to abate. Did anybody else want to buy anything while they're here?
Yes.
I'm looking for the cheapest stuff imaginable, or if somebody even has rotten food they don't want or something like that, I'll take that. Or like day old bread, 3-day-old bread.
They all just kind of look at you as like, we usually give that stuff out at night.
Again, cheapest stuff you have.
Do you mean cheap by the amount of food or just cheap in general?
Cheap in general.
That would be the breakfast pastries. They're 2 silver apiece.
How far is it to my hometown?
About 3 days.
3 days. So I would need at least, 6 pastries probably?
The pastries are not, the pastries might last an extra day, but you really don't have a way to pack them. What is your current, how many rations do you currently have?
I have 0.
If you're trying to buy rations, they are 5 silver apiece. So you would need at least 3 rations to get you there, unless you wanted to eat in the inns along the way.
Will the inns give me food for free?
That depends on the innkeepers and what happens.
Then I gotta take at least 3 rations.
Right, that will be 1 gold, 5 silver. Or sorry, we're doing 100 silver per. So Matt, you actually did not have to take off 4 gold. You had to take off 40 silver.
Well, I'll take off 4 gold because I have more gold than I do silver.
Okay.
I'll get rid of the big change. And then...
Usagi, you take off 15 silver.
What's the ratio? Gold to
That's
silver?
big change.
It's 100
Because
silver to 1 gold piece.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I will take off 40 silver and not 4 gold.
Yes.
I thought it was 10.
Nope, it's 4. It's 100. Or at least it's 100 now. We've probably done 10 in the past,
right.
but you guys have a lot of stuff, so. Okay.
All right.
There we go.
I'm
That's
going to
that done.
find a money changer. If it's fine, just change a couple of these gold to silver, because silver's, especially if you're on the road, a lot of people can't break gold.
We're just going to say
Right.
that's the total amount you have. You probably have a collection of gold and silver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
going to be so pedantic about your money.
Okay.
Okay.
And the quantity next to my rations, that's how many days worth?
Yeah, so you have to eat one per day if you don't eat at an inn.
Okay. So I have, according to this, 4. So, and you're saying it's a 3-day travel to your
Yes.
hometown?
Yep.
Okay.
How many
Always
rations
good to
do I?
get an extra couple.
Uh,
So I'll buy 2 more rations. That's a gold, right?
that'll
Or
be 10
that's
silver.
10 silver.
Yes. So you're going to grab 2 more?
Yeah, unless well, are other people worried? I can get more if we need to carry more.
Well, I'm gonna do some shopping also.
Okay. Molly, you currently have
Actually,
8.
I'll buy 6 more just in case something happens on the road and people run out.
All right, that'll be 30
So,
silver.
yep, I got it.
And I'll get 2 loaves of bread and some cheese.
Okay. Roll investigation roll for me.
All right.
Oh wow, you updated my ration quantity as I updated
Yep. Well, I
the
updated
gold.
myself, so
So this investigation a D20 or D6 or what?
go into your character
So go to
sheet
your
and
character by clicking on your thing. Now you have to double click on your guy, your little symbol for your
Oh.
character.
How do I expand this?
Just double click on it. Ooh, wow, you're getting a different look. She's got these yellow scroll bars and stuff going by.
let me
Hey,
see.
Daisy,
Huh. This is not the view I had.
So if you look in the top corner where it says, top right corner where it says sheet, you can change the sheet type from the default sheet to the legacy to the tidy character sheet, which is the one I have most people using.
I don't see tidy option.
I can just roll for you for right now. But generally, you're on your character sheet under attributes, you will have investigate. There's a list of stuff like acrobatics, animal handling, arcana. In this case, investigate. It's all in alphabetical order too. So we're going to roll investigation for you. You get 11. You do find somebody who has some cheese. It's not the best cheese. They want 20 silver for it.
If it's not good, so how about fruit?
Nobody's here selling fruit just yet. The farmers have not made it into town.
Okay, but at least I can stock up on my supplies, right? My rose petals, my sand, my soot, my salt, my feathers.
So
I,
for
I expect that.
your level spells, and I forgot to give you this, I have low level spells. You get a component bag, which I'm just going to give you. It's already got
Yeah.
10 charges. These are just for
Good.
any spell that's under 3rd level. So whenever you
Right.
cast a spell requiring a usable component, you just use one of these. It'll deduct those off.
Okay, and I'll hopefully replenish them fairly easily along the way. Yes.
Yes, to replenish it costs 1 silver per component. So per charge, basically. You can refill the whole bag for 10
Okay.
silver.
I'd like to have 20 charges of each, and I'll spend the silver to do that if I can do that in town.
You can acquire a second component bag.
2 component bags per. Okay.
Yep. So you have
Okay.
the component bag is 5 gold pieces, so you will have to
Cost
deduct.
me 5 silver.
Yep. So let me deduct your
Okay.
gold here, 14.95, and then for the bread that you got, that would be 10 silver.
Right.
So 490. Okay. All right. Anybody else want anything? I think Molly's the only one left. You have 8 rations, Molly.
How am I on components? Because
Let's.
I left my in my dorm and I don't remember what's in my inventory.
Your component bag still has 10 charges, so you're full.
Okay. All right. I guess I don't need anything.
All right. Are you guys ready to
I'm
leave?
taking notes on Alistair. I'm pretending that I'm just journaling, but I'm taking notes on Eleanor.
From the chat, Blue Rose, our ration guy, is a sorcerer and totally not a warlock at all. All right.
Totally. Oh yeah.
Well, I assume you guys are are going to head out of town.
Yep.
All right. So you
We
leave.
shall begin walking.
Okay. You leave about 9 o'clock. After about 4 hours, you come across a strange scene. Let me pull this up real quick. As you approach,
So a few things as we. Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to point out to everyone is you're probably going to realize now why this guy's in the Dandelion Guild. He is loud as hell.
Yes, as you
As he
walk,
walks.
when you get about an hour from the city, you notice that the cacophony of the bards seems to have followed you. In fact, it seems to be coming from the nearby dwarf, who sounds a bit like a musical instrument in a musical orchestra in a windstorm.
That's
He
gonna
earned
make
his
hunting.
nickname. So
Did anybody
he's a
want to comment
walking
on it before
cacophony.
you get to where you're going?
All I said is that's gonna make hunting really hard.
In fact, as you're walking, you notice a distinct absence of wildlife.
Yep.
That means no
Except
snacks.
for birds, perhaps.
Uh, as of yet, there are no birds. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
shortly before you stop for the day, you come upon a horse cart stuck in the middle of the road, and a short, disheveled-looking man in torn, faded clothes is trying to prod his horse, trying to get it to start moving, and he's just going, "Come on, champ, come on, you could do it, Captain. Come on, move for me now." And
Does the horse look hungry?
the horse is determinedly not moving, and he catches you approaching. He
Does
goes,
the horse look hungry?
"What's that?"
I was asking if the horse looked hungry.
You can't really tell from your distance.
Okay.
But he sees you and he looks. He turns to face. He's like, "Oh, hey, well, you guys mind coming giving me a hand over here? I just can't seem to get old Captain to want to move anymore."
Can I inspect the horse?
You most certainly can.
Okay. By that I mean, can you roll animal handling for me?
Yes, I will walk you over there.
Can I inspect the horse's mood?
Alas, I'm back in the
Well, let's-
exile of I can't use my own character.
Let's do one at a time here. All right, Ollie, you rolled a 19 on animal handling. The horse doesn't seem to be very hungry. He seems to be rather indifferent and calm, just not wanting to move. But the gentleman
Is he
standing
injured?
next to the horse is like, "Oh, thank you. This very kind of you, very kind of you. Really appreciate finding such helpful people on the road."
Can I medicine check the horse?
Anybody else want to do something before she medical checks the horse?
I'll do an animal handling. Just I grew up on a farm, so
Okay.
I might know something about a horse's mood.
You'll have to approach the horse.
I'll approach the horse. Where's the horse?
He's up near the front
Hang
of
on,
the
I've got my character sheet out. There he is. Whoop. I'll just go off the map. No, I'm over here now. And then we're over here.
Best place to get a look at the horse is way out there.
So the horse just
Alright,
kind of
okay.
turns his face to you and regards you in his horsey way, and then turns away again.
I want to sort of take a peek in the contents of the wagon.
As you approach, he's like, "Oh, I'll just ask you guys to leave that alone. Important delivery, you understand. Taking that up to Cineville, which is the town you guys are going to. Got to get this stuff there for the festival." Matt,
What happened when your horse stopped walking? Like-
he's a stubborn old thing. Matt, you notice that the horse seems in very good health. He just looks like he doesn't want to move. It's like
I'll give him a bit of a fuss just on the snout.
he just takes it and bucks his head, flaps his big floppy horse lips at you.
Handsome fella.
Captain's always been a handsome fella. Stubborn as the day is long, but most of the time he goes where I need him to go. I can't coax him with anything. Food, nothing like that.
There's nothing.
That glowing guy you got with you. Come on over here. See, maybe you could
I
spook
got
him
you
a bit.
covered.
Maybe I could do what
I
now?
shall sing to the horse.
As Usagi approaches, the horse starts to whinny. He doesn't seem to like your glowing. It's like,
Oh.
that seems to have got him.
Alex, with all the distraction, I want to try to stealthily sneak a peek in the wagon,
Roll stealth check for me.
undercover the bushes.
Roll a stealth roll for me.
How do I do that?
So double click on your character,
While we're waiting on the roll,
and
the
it says opened item. I don't go to where you said up there where sheet. Default. Let's try the. Oh, there's no option for the classical. What he talked about.
I'll roll
It's
for you.
not seeming to.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to pull up her character sheet. It pulls up this weird thing that says like rogue expertise.
Okay.
It just has everything in a list.
That's when she double clicks her character.
Yeah.
Okay, give me.
Yeah, it's not a full character sheet. It's like an abbreviated list of action or things like expertise and stuff is all.
Let me see here. Give me a second. I'm just refreshing something. All right, Daisy. Let's see. So, are you on the features tab?
I don't know.
So across the top.
I've never done this before.
Tell me what you see.
Well, close some of these windows.
So your character sheet.
Action direction.
Your character sheet should have some tabs across the top that say attributes, inventory, spellbook, effects, biography, journal.
No, it's all a vertical list.
Let me see.
It says owned items. Click on sheet, and when she clicks on sheet, it just
Same thing.
Okay. Don't click on sheet. Do you see like your right where it says attributes, strength, dexterity going down in a vertical
click
list?
on it. Close this window and go click on. Don't click on sheet. And what are you telling her to do?
Where you see your character's picture, right? Right under that, what does it say?
Owned items.
Owned items.
Half elf, prey ancestry, rogue, expertise, sneak attack, thieves camped, cunning action,
and so forth.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, go up to sheet, or go up to the little gear that says when you hover over it, it says sheet.
Yep.
Okay, where it says this sheet, hit the drop down. And go to Tidy 5e Classic Character Sheet.
Not shown, not an option.
What do you have
Right.
as options?
All she has is default sheet and default active sheet as options.
Okay, let's see. Inventory. All right, I'll just roll for you for now, and we'll figure this out later. All right.
Might be a Perns issue.
It could be. I'll have to share her screen to really troubleshoot it. So you roll a 17. It is enough to sneak a peek into the wagon. It just appears to have foodstuffs, like you said, a couple of smoked hams, a couple sacks of grain. Just basically basic fare that would be taken from one town to the other.
I'd like to use perception to see if there's anything out of place or anomalous.
You're using perception to do what?
If there's anything out of place or anomalous.
Okay. Go ahead and I'll roll perception for you because you can't do that.
And that's a +3, I think.
Yeah. There is something strange about the individual's faded clothes, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
I was going to
I'd
offer
like to
him
have a
to
look
offer to bend them. Okay, well, I'll emerge from the bushes munching a handful of edible something or other, fruit or berries or whatever.
Okay.
And
All right.
he's standing here, right? So I'm going to go with him.
So Glowstick,
So
as you approach the horse, it starts to move forward, and the individual says, "Oh no, keep coming forward. I think we got him moving."
Okay.
All right. As you advance,
I'd
the
like
horse
to
breaks
have a
into
look around at the woods real quick.
Okay. Roll perception for me.
Just because if the horse is all right, then something is stopping him moving. It could be some kind of danger in the bush.
You don't notice anything.
Hmm.
The man is very grateful as the horse starts moving, and he jumps onto the actual carriage. And he's like, "Oh, thank goodness, I'm gonna make it in time." I'm gonna pause you guys real quick. It's like, so you guys adventurers heading out to do some
Yeah.
adventuring?
Yeah, actually, we're heading to the same place you're heading. If you need me to glow at your horse to make it move, could we hitch a ride?
Oh, I don't mind that. You can ride up here with me, but I can't have anybody riding it back. But I can do something better. If you guys are okay with it, keeping some protection here. Road's sometimes a little bit dangerous, not a fighting man myself. But if you want to keep me guard, I can pay for your lodgings and food.
Should be fine.
I'm hoping you guys
Sounds
are at least
great.
going as far as Centerville, which you guys are. That is your destination.
Yep, that's where we're headed.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So glad I met such wonderful individuals on the road. And you guys continue to walk with them.
So I'm sniffing discreetly. I'll move behind. I'm looking for the smell of death. Because I think this guy murdered the real merchant, and the reason the horse doesn't want to obey him is because it's not his horse. So if he killed somebody and stuck him in there, I'm looking for that faint whiff, even if he buried it, of death.
Okay, roll perception for me.
All right. Double click on my character. And perception is under attributes. And
You don't detect anything unusual. In fact, it smells fairly clean. Everything seems to be kept very well, even the man's clothes, even though they seem to be fairly careworn, as if he's worn them a lot and only and washes them when he needs to.
All right. I feel a bit better now. I'd have felt like a real chump guarding some guy that murdered a merchant. And
He looks back. He's like, "Oh, did something fall back off my cart? I'd hate to lose it."
keep an eye on the rear. You never know when them goblins going to come up behind us.
Good thinking.
And
I'm no adventurer myself. I just, the boss says jump and I jump. I gotta always asking me to go places. Always gotta walk somewhere. You know how it is. Bosses are not appreciating all the work you do. But that's just me. I'm probably not as good at this stuff as you guys are. And
yeah.
he looks over all of you and smiles like, it's nice to have company on the road. How about you guys? Tell me a little bit about yourself. My name's Columbus.
Or we can sing songs.
What was that?
We can sing songs to make the journey pass faster.
Can you now? I've never been able to hold a tune to save my life. How about you guys sing something for me? Traveling, I've never done it with song before, but something that thing seems like it might be fun to try.
All right. So I'll burst out into a good elven song for the song of the road.
All right, I'll roll.
I will sing along tunelessly, most likely.
All right, everybody who wants to sing, roll performance.
Obviously, my
I
heart's
will
not
roll
in
with
it.
disadvantage.
I already rolled for Daisy. Yes, Jangles, you roll with disadvantage. But you rolled a 10 your first
I got
one.
a 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
the 16 is the worst.
Should I still roll if I just want to very aloofly write in my little notebook instead of singing?
No, you can write. He doesn't seem to be suspicious about it. He just seems to be smiling
Okay.
and
I
looking
break out
around.
the bagpipe.
All right, the horse seems to trot a
That'll keep the
little
horse
bit
moving.
faster, as if it's trying to get away. But Columbus just smiles. He's like, "Oh, delightful. I gotta say, I got a dead ear. I can't do anything like that. That's miraculous. Love it." I was like, "You think you could teach someone like me, who's just all thumbs, how to do something like that?"
I mean,
Wait, I
probably.
think I'm the only one that's failed the, been kicked out of every bard school. So
So a few hours pass, and you're almost to your destination. And he turns over to the paladin and says, "So tell me a bit about yourself. You look to be the leader of this party here. I mean, I can only guess by the fact that you're glowing that you must work for the church."
Yep, that's correct.
Ah, exciting times coming up. Are you off to get a new aspirant for the upcoming trials? Exciting times, huh?
Yep.
Ah, love to hear it. Love to hear it. We always need more paladins. Well, I hope they got a good crop this year. It's just it could be so tough.
Yep.
Oh, you seem down. Everything all right there, son?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Me, things aren't always, good. I'm always off working. I mean, just look at the state of my clothes. I mean, I'm surprised you guys didn't think I was a bandit walking around out here.
Well, if there's time later today, I'll be happy to mend them for you.
Oh, no, no. My boss is real particular about who handles it. I'm supposed to take it to the approved people, but they keep me busy, and I forget. The wife's always telling me, you got to be on top of these things, and I can never do it. All right, and you guys all seem to have
not bandit.
you guys all seem to have a nice chat, and you make it to the first inn. And he says, yeah, just head on in
Oh,
and
what-
head on in and get yourself something to eat. I'm gonna have him stable old captain here, and I'll be right in. Just tell him to put it on my tab. Just tell him you're part of my retinue. Just tell him Columbus sent you in.
Okay.
All right. So you arrive at the. You guys are at the inn. What do you want to do?
Before we continue, Alex, I think I may have figured out part of the issue with Christina's character.
What's that?
So if I double click on people's characters, it pulls up their sheet, but not hers. If for me, so it acts like she's like when I click on your NPC guy, I think that's what that is. It doesn't respond. It doesn't respond to her either. So anyway, just FYI.
We'll work on it later.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
All right. So you guys.
I'll walk in and start singing, and trying to get something going.
All right. Roll a performance roll.
Well, if he's paying, I'll order food.
That's about right. Double eights.
You start performing, and some of the patrons decide it's better to go to bed early. Okay, so
I'll definitely watch it.
all right. How about you, Molly?
I'll do the little doctor thing. See if anybody wants
All right, we will.
Doctor Ink.
Will
Earns money that way.
okay. You don't find anybody. All right, Christina, what do you
All
do?
right.
Well, Columbus is taking the horse to the stables. I'm going to run ahead to the stables and start visiting all the animals there. Basically, I'm keeping an eye on him without making it obvious I'm keeping an eye on him.
All right. There doesn't seem to be any other animals in the stables just yet, but Columbus just smiles at you. It's like, oh, I always appreciate the help. I always forget to do that kind of stuff myself. Really appreciate it. And he starts asking you to like do things like help unfasten this or unbuckle that as he starts taking the horse out and covering the cart.
Yep.
All right.
Ooh, he's covering the cart, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
Is the
locking
cart
down.
nearby the stable?
Yeah, the cart stays like he backs the cart in, and then he puts the horse in after the cart.
Right. So I pay lots of attention to the horse. I take the harness off. I groom it. Make sure the hoofs are nice and clean. Brush the mane a little bit. Check. Sort of. Make
He
nice to the horse.
he smiles and he thanks you, and he just like bobs his head up and down as he's thanking you. He's like, "Yep, yep. Old Captain here's he might be stubborn, but he'll keep all this stuff safe. Better than a donkey. This horse, he guard anything you put in front of him." And it takes you guys about 30 minutes to get all this done, and then he starts heading into the inn.
Do they have apple pie here?
You can ask.
I will ask.
Roll an investigation for me.
Oh dear, I've been rolling terrible all night. Let's see.
They have cherry pie here.
Oh, well. That's okay.
Columbus enters the room and he sees you guys sat down eating. He goes, "Oh, good. Eat your fill, eat your fill. I don't need any of my guards being hungry on the road. I don't get to have them very often." So, and he sits down and hails the barkeep and orders himself some food, and just eats and smiles at you. Tries to engage you all in small talk.
So, if you don't normally do any fighting, why are you on the road by yourself?
Well, I tell you, it's normally pretty safe. Usually, my boss, he sometimes can afford to get one or two guards, but I don't like to take the chance. And then my boss is always telling, he's like, "Well, you should be able to take care of this stuff. We pay you for a reason. We expect you to run it." And, it's all confusing and Greek to me. But man, I tell you, I just sleep better knowing that there are people around who can have my back.
I guess that makes sense to me.
Yep. From what you can tell, there just doesn't seem to be any lies.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. Nothing suspicious there.
Anybody else want to ask anything?
No,
So,
I'm sort of sitting away from people with maybe with a dinner from you.
Okay. He kind of looks over and he's you don't want to eat with your group? There's plenty of room at the table. We could see if we could get an extra dessert or something.
An extra dessert over here would be fantastic. Thank you.
He's like, "Well, I'm not going to judge anybody," and he waves for the barkeep and shouts for them to get you another dessert.
So you keep talking about this boss of yours. Who is it?
Oh, cranky old guy. I really don't want to name him because sometimes people talk, and I probably shouldn't flap my gums as much as I do. But as far as people go, he's pretty good people. But he just on me all the time about doing things. But I mean, I'm sure you know what bosses are like. Mine sometimes seems to have it out for me.
No, I've never had one.
And he looks at the he looks at the patch on your armor that is of the blue dandelion. Is like, "Oh, I didn't know the blue dandelion had a new guildmaster." It's like, "What did you get
I'm a
promoted recently?"
subcontractor, not an employee.
Ah,
They're not the same thing.
I'm sorry. I get confused about that kind of stuff. I'm not the smartest guy, At least that's what my boss always says.
Alex.
Yes.
Daisy's going to nip outside and just sort of explore the neighborhood a little bit.
All right. It is a walled in on the road. There's really not much else around.
Okay. How many entrances are there to the stable where the horse and cart are? Just the one in front entrance?
Yep.
And no windows?
Nope. I mean, there's windows on the second story, and there's a gate that can be closed that will be closed at night.
And did he secure the wagon or any way, or just leave the horse to guard it?
It's set in a stable that is designed so that the cart can sit behind the horse. So
Okay.
Captain just sits there. He kind of eyes you a little suspiciously.
Well, continue with the horse. I'm just sort of wanting to lay the land. Okay. And we're going to spend the night here. That's the plan, right?
Yep. Right.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Alrighty. Lots of things down the cover tonight. Alrighty. I'm just looking at watch the road for a while, see who comes and goes.
Okay. What do the rest of you guys want to do?
Well, I'm just gonna eat and go to bed.
Okay.
I'm not really doing anything. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do any busking considering what else is going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll finish my dinner and just sort of sit for a while. I might read my book.
Okay.
Was it The Joy of Hunger? I'll have a little kind of flip from The Joy of Hunger, and
I see Christina likes the name of your book.
after a little while, after a little while, I'll head up as well.
Okay.
To a bed.
All right. After the meal, Columbus thanks you all and nods his head, and he goes and sets a little pouch of gold on the counter for the bartender and the innkeeper, and he waves to you all, and he goes to bed.
I will do one weird thing.
What's that?
I will go to the stables to the horse.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look the horse in the eye. I'll say, nod your head up and down if you're like polymorphed or something else stupid like that.
He just kind of snorts at you as if you're a little too close to him.
Okay, that's good. All right, then I'll go to bed.
I will listen outside Columbus's door and see if I hear any sounds of actual sleeper moving around or stealth or anything like that.
All right, roll it. We'll have to roll an investigation for you. Oh, that was not it. About an hour after you sit outside his door, you start to hear the low rumblings of him snoring.
All right, I go down to the stable.
Okay.
Um,
Captain looks like he was sleeping when you
see.
approached, but he perks up at your approach.
I cast the spell sleep on him.
You want to cast a spell on the horse, okay?
Of course.
Oh, good grief! My team is now full of gremlins.
Hey, I'm being pretty well behaved.
You are.
Yeah, well, even if you're being well behaved, we have these other two.
You cast the spell, but he looks a little droopy, but he doesn't fall asleep. It seems your spell wasn't quite powerful enough.
Watching.
Well, I can cast 3 cantrips a day, right?
Sleep is a level 1 spell.
I try again.
It's a level 1 spell.
Oh, I can.
Yep.
Well,
And out of game, your character would know that means that's not a horse.
Or it's a very strong
Yeah, because wouldn't
horse.
sleep work on a horse?
Yeah,
I try
really
casting the spell again.
Okay.
It doesn't compound.
No.
Okay, I only get 1 try. All right. I leave the stable.
Okay.
I wait an hour. I approach again. I'm going to try to enter the stables completely stealthily.
Okay, we're going to roll stealth roll. Let's see here.
When you took double proficiency.
Critical failure. He notices you immediately as you stumble into the doorway. Then you land face first into a pile of horse poop. And then he does that horsey laugh that horses do. He's looking at you.
All right. I use perception to see if I can detect anything odd about the horse or the wagon.
Okay. You rolled a 22. He looks like a very standard horse, and it looks like a very standard, well-kept wagon.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to leave and go away and come again and try again later.
If you do again, you will you won't be able to get a full night's sleep, and you will get the beginnings of a level of exhaustion.
I really want to explore that wagon.
Well, you've got 2 more days on the road.
This is true. All right, I'm going to go get a good night's sleep. I'm going to definitely try again.
Okay. How about you, Molly? Did you want to do anything?
I would like to just follow Daisy to the stable and just watch what she's doing. Like, not even try anything with the horse. I'm just I'm just keeping an eye on her, just silently.
All right. Well, first thing we'd have to roll a stealth roll to see if she notices you. So you roll a 17, and
I don't
Daisy.
care if you notice.
Okay.
I'm task myself, clean myself up, and I have get all the poop off myself.
Molly, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary aside from that Daisy seems a little odd.
But now at least I'm clean.
As
I
clean as
write
the
this
basin can
down.
get you. The basin is now fetid water and
No, no, no. I use prestidigitation.
Oh, okay. Then you are clean. But somehow the smell of horse still remains. All right.
Oh, how the scent lingers.
You all wake up bright and early the next day, and when you come down, Columbus is already sitting there eating breakfast. And he greets you all with a wave, and it's like, just in time. They have the most delightful bean soup here this morning.
Bean soup, that's great. What kind of beans are in it? It's like a 3-bean soup or a 12-bean soup?
I don't know. I'm not that good at counting myself. He yells at the bartender, and the bartender just holds up 2 fingers.
Right, yes, and let's start our day with our morning vodka, or whatever the equivalent is.
They do have grain alcohol.
Cool. All right.
All right. Roll a Constitution saving roll for me, Doug.
Hey, that's one of my good ones.
And you can do it with advantage because you're a dwarf.
Let's see, attributes. Con. Do I just click on the con?
So underneath con, you will see one side says save and one side says modifier. Click on the side that says save.
Oh, it says saving throw.
Yep. Roll another one for me
And
because you got
then
advantage.
again.
All right.
Not done. Well,
he brings you a tall glass of fairly strong grain alcohol, but you quaff it and don't seem to have any issues.
yep. Now I'm starting my day right. I got to be at least typical traditional dwarven in at least one respect, right?
All right. What do the rest of you want to do?
I'm just eating breakfast. Not talking to anybody.
Same.
Do I notice that she has musical instruments on her, by the way?
Yeah, I have a lute on me.
Yes, you do
Then I
notice
will
that.
come and ask you about the loot.
So you do notice that the paladin has a very beautiful lute, in fact, with rich onyx inlays and rare exotic woods.
Ooh. All right. Yes, I will come over and start chatting you up about the loot. So that's a gorgeous loot. Who made it?
No idea.
Oh, how'd you acquire it?
I found it.
Does it fit you? Does it work well for you?
I'm happy with it.
Do you mind if I examine it?
A little bit, but sure.
All right, I will check out the loot.
Okay, it is.
So
It's a beautiful piece. Let me see. I will drop the description in the chat. Though I don't think I gave too much to it.
I'll try to glean, like, since this is kind of where I'm weird at, how old it is, who probably made it, what's, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So you can tell this is a master-worked lute. This thing probably cost, well, it cost an insane amount of money for one. I don't know where your loot went. I don't have it in your inventory.
It disappeared? My loot disappeared?
Your loot disappeared. Let me see. I've still got the
No.
loot made. Oh, apparently I don't. Well, we're going to say you still have it until I can put it on there. So it is a beautiful piece. The woods, you could tell, come from a country that is very far off and is actually hostile to this country, so it's very hard to get hold of. The onyx is a very rare type of onyx, so there is absolutely no veining to it at all. It is a magnificent piece, and the strings are Actually, a steel cable wrapped in silver, which is phenomenally rare.
Ooh, yes. So my character starts giving a very detailed description as he examines the loot here about the nature of the wood, how it's constructed. Is there anything like the loot needs any maintenance or anything, or
It's
is it in good condition?
it's in fairly good condition, though it is a little bit scuffed up.
All right, I will mention to you if you want, no charge. I can fix that scuffing for you.
Sure.
All right, I will
Right.
very carefully and earnestly pull out my tools. You'll notice I have a lot of tools, and I will begin to expertly work on her to fix and do the maintenance on her loot.
I will scamper over and watch this, paying lots of attention to the tools.
All right. Let's see. What should I have you roll for this?
And as a dwarf, I do have absolute proficiency with my tools.
I will let
Remember.
you roll a. You can roll a strength check.
Ability check.
Yep. Oh, you can do the modify with the modifier. So I rolled it for you. You got a 24. You buff
Okay.
this. You buff the loot, and it looks brand new. It takes you about
All
a
right,
half hour.
I will then very reverently hand it back to you and say, and thank you very much for letting me work on such a masterpiece. Has made the trip worthwhile.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
As you're talking, you hear Columbus's voice come from behind you. Oh my, you guys are just full of all kinds of talents. I've managed to stumble upon a good crew. Yeah, real good crew here.
We didn't stumble across it. There were stopped for us.
So, I was just coming to let you know that old captain is all saddled up and ready to go, so we can leave whenever you guys are ready. Though if you had a few more things to do, we could wait a little while.
Anyone have anything to do?
I've got to repair a masterwork loot and from another country, and got to have a good stiff drink. I'm ready to go.
I'm already out the door.
All right, I'm going to just assume you all go. So as you
Yep.
leave for the day, that's bright and sunshiny. Columbus is just chatty with all of you, asking you just generally about your families and your hobbies and the line of work that you guys are in. He seems very interested in all of you.
I'm never close enough to answer any questions.
And I'm answering like yesterday, basically one word, hardly elaborating on anything.
To respond to the chat, Blue Rose.
He can't shut me up.
Blue Rose from the chat to let you know they found that loot when they killed a troll. So they found it in a cart because Patch kept sending bards to the troll to get rid of them. Anyway, you guys can continue.
On the walk, I'm not on the journey. Rather, I'm very much keeping to myself. I'm not talking to anybody.
Everybody who's staying away from the cart, roll perception for me. Which means I have to do it for Christina.
Remember the bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, she's double or is it perception? No, you're just single perception.
No, she's double proficient. She's got +7.
I thought it was your these tools felt you were double proficient.
All right. Daisy, you don't really notice anything as you're walking along, keeping your distance. Matt, you notice every so often Columbus looks back in your direction, and once you catch his eye, he just smiles and nods at you.
It's not that I'm walking along. I'm scampering all over the place. I'm exploring the road as we go.
Okay.
I'm like a little retriever dog that keeps going off in different directions, but basically following along with the group.
That's
all right.
Fine.
So since he struck up, a conversation with Jangles, like I said, he now has a hard time getting away from Jangles, who proceeds to talk to him incessantly.
Okay, and he looks at you, just smiles and nods. about halfway through the day says, "Hey, that strange instrument you had that unfolded out your bag. You think you could play that for a while for me? I just love listening to new instruments."
Sure. So you guys will notice me take my bag, which I'm carrying everything in, unfold some things, and now it's turned into a set of bagpipes. And I'm
Oh, no.
playing on the bagpipes as we walk.
All of
And
you,
I'll start dancing.
everybody who's not playing, roll a perception check. Jangles rolled a performance check.
Can I
I will roll for the people who
when
can't
he
roll.
looks back at me, when he looks back at me,
Uh-huh.
what is the expression on his face?
Woot! Yes, two, I told you. Critical failure, I'm
So
sure.
when he looks back at you, he just seems to be like he smiles and he just kind of nods, but he doesn't seem to be threatening or anything. He just kind of smiles at you, like he's just watching out for you.
All right.
Now, remember my insight and stuff into people that hate music.
Yep.
And or love music.
Oh, yep. No, you can't tell it. You can tell that even though everybody else cringes from the
Not me.
most recent squeaky performance, well, no, everybody does because you got a critical failure.
I'm whimpering.
Columbus smiles politely, and he just kind of pats you on the shoulder and thanks you when you're done with your song and smiles at you. It's like I really
my
appreciate
song
you doing that
sounds
for me.
like cats being strangled to death. Yes.
Your song sounds like a chihuahua giving birth to a wildebeest on the front lawn. Anyway, so yeah, the rest of you notice when he unfolds this bag that he has obviously taken a very expensive magical bag and converted it into this haphazard, almost instrument that none of you have ever seen before.
Okay.
All right, the day progress. It is actually a very expensive item that he has probably ruined the value of.
Enhanced, I think you mean.
Well, at one time it would probably have been worth about. Now our paladin would know. At one time, this particular type of bag would have been worth about 2,000 gold pieces. Now it's probably worth about 500.
Well,
You turned a bag of holding into a bagpipe?
Yep. It has its own air supply. Play it underwater, and I only lost about half of the holding capacity of the thing. A win-win.
Let's see if I have this here. I've put the description into the chat if you guys want. Who would like to read the description in the chat?
I don't see it in
did it not
general.
Okay. So these are called the bagpipes of holding. They are a semi-wondrous item. This was once a standard magical bag that many adventurers would covet. It has been heavily modified by a music-loving dwarf into a set of bagpipes with a bit above average holding capacity. No one is sure how it works aside from the mad dwarf who made it, but just as the name suggests, when unfolded in the proper manner, the bags can double as a set of bagpipes.
Cool.
Okay. So.
And be clear, I have no proficiencies in any of my things I am doing, the singing and stuff. I just seem to love doing it.
That has become abundantly clear to everybody here who heard the noise that thing made, and it shall haunt them for a good long while.
Yes.
Anyway, so
I will say, Jangles, you have a very enthusiastic marmot impression.
Thank you.
All right. As the day passes, Columbus continues to ask the people near him things and compliment them on the things that they do, and the day seems to pass without incident. And when you arrive back at the next inn, he tells everybody, it's like, just like yesterday, go tell him you're just working for me. Everything will be on my tab. And he proceeds to take the horse to the stables as he did the day before.
While he takes a horse to stables, I talk to the barkeeper. How do you know Columbus? Does he pass this way often?
The barkeep looks up at you, kind of surprised at your interest, and he goes, he just comes through here every now and again, always carrying stuff from one place to the other. Sometimes there's people with him, sometimes there's not.
Yeah, he seems like a really, really good guy. I love the horse. The horse is fine.
I mean, he pays well and on time, and sometimes leaves a little extra when I got some help here. Very friendly guy. Don't seem to have too many problems with him. The barkeep returns to preparing food.
We can't have markets without merchants.
Say again?
We can't have markets without merchants.
Yep. I don't think I've ever seen him sell anything. But granted, that he wouldn't sell anything to us anyway.
Right, on to the big city.
Anybody else want to say
Do
anything?
you ever have any specialty vendors provide extra good bottles of wine or alcohol to you? I promised my friend Janice I'd bring back something from my travels.
Sometimes the folks from Centerville will come by, and I'll be able to pick up a crate or two of wine. But that's probably going to be cheaper gotten up there. I don't have any in stock
That's
right
what I
now.
meant anyway. Yes, I was wondering if you had anything local from a local distillery or anything like that.
I got some of the house. I've got some of the house ale and a couple of spirits.
Oh, do you make your own spirits?
I've got some Applejack here in the back.
Could I buy a small bottle?
You absolutely can. He says that
Thank
will
you.
be 10 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces.
Yep. Right.
I want to repay all my elven friends for their kindness and helping me get equipped. So I'm going to bring back shiny stones and alcohol.
Am I there?
Yes, you
Do I
are.
notice
Well,
the
if
transaction?
you are in the restaurant in there, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
My character will 10 gold pieces is a lot of money, right?
For a bottle of alcohol, yes, but Applejack is a very strong liquor.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask
what kind of people are
the
in this bar?
if he ever makes
Hang on,
pies
one at a
with any
time
of
here.
these.
One at a time. Sorry. What were you going to ask, Doug?
What kind of people are in this bar?
It just says travelers. All right. Molly, what did you want to ask?
Do they?
If the innkeep ever makes pies with any of these apples.
Apples aren't really in season right now. It's spring.
Okay.
Anybody else have a question?
She already asked the question, so nope, I got no questions.
I'm gonna make because I'm good at persuasion. I will make the rounds at the bar and introduce myself and just talk to people and be nice.
All right. That would be yeah, do a persuasion roll. We'll just do one for everybody. There are a few people there. They seem generally amiable people. Some of them are a little bit tipsy as they've been drinking for a little bit. You guys seem to be the later arrivals.
I would like to leave discreetly.
All right. Roll a stealth check. Oh.
Discreetly-ish. Massively discreetly.
You try to leave discreetly, but the floor squeaks and the door squeaks, and you accidentally step on a cat's tail.
Everything okay over there?
Fine, yeah. I'll continue leaving.
Were you leaving out the front door, or were you leaving to the rooms?
Out the front door.
Okay.
I would like to have a quick look at the cart and the contents of the cart.
All right. As you approach the stables, you see it set up the same way, with Captain sitting in front, and he kind of rears his head back as you approach, looking at you with his big horsey eye.
Evening, Cap.
He just still looks at you.
I'll give him a little pat on the snout.
As you approach him, he kind of like shoos you away with his head. He gives you a warning puff out like horses do, where he goes and he stomps his foot.
Interesting. That seems more. Is this horse smarter than it should be?
Well, roll an insight check. He does seem to be an unusually clever horse, but not beyond what a horse could be expected to be. You can tell that he appears to be guarding the cart behind him.
Guarding the cart?
Yes.
I would like to. All right. I would like to say to the horse, in my sort of farm boyish, remembering from the farm how the horses sort of like to be spoken to, like to be treated. I would like to just say, I'm not going to take anything. I don't mean any harm. I just want to have a look. That all right with you?
He blows out another warning.
You don't even want me to have a look, eh?
I would roll animal handling if I were you. You're kind of oblivious to what he's doing as he stamps his feet and blows warning breaths at you.
Okay.
Roll a
I
perception
would like
check
to
for me.
cast. Oh, I was about to.
Before you do
something,
anything,
but
we're
I'll
going to
do
have you roll a
perception check
perception check.
first.
Nope, nothing seems out of the ordinary.
I will. I would like to have. Step back a little bit. I want to have a quick look over my shoulder to make sure the coast is clear.
Okay. It does appear to be clear.
And if it is clear, if it appears to be clear, I would like to cast suggestion on the horse.
Let me take a look here at that spell. You said persuasion?
It's so suggestion. You suggest a course of activity and magically influence the creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you.
My new team is a bunch of goblin people.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
With the proviso that it has to be reasonable, and I think the horse rolls a saving throw against this.
Yes. So your charisma would be it'd be +3. So it's a D. What's the difficulty on this?
Well,
I think it's always a DC 13 plus your modifier.
It'll be 8.
It's going to be the DC plus my mod. So I think it would be. It's either a 13 or a 16. I'm not sure. If it's my modifier, it'd be 16.
It should be 8 plus your proficiency plus your attribute.
Let's see here.
Right? I think that'd be around a 14 or 15. Unless you got something else that adds into it.
Okay. DC 14 wisdom saving throw. Okay.
14.
He looks a little bit disoriented, but he shakes his head and all of a sudden he's glaring at you. And he snorts much louder and stamps his feet. And suddenly you become very aware of just how big this horse is.
I'm just going to give the horse a nod and be like, and just say, fair enough. You don't don't want me to look, I won't look.
He
And I'm
watches.
just going to back off.
He watches as you slowly leave the stables.
That's something to ponder. Is it a very, very willful horse? Is it even a horse?
You are now aware that he is a very, very big horse. This type of horse is usually reserved for. Actually, roll insight for me again.
Be a military horse.
It's a work for deadly.
So this type of horse is usually reserved for pulling much larger carts than the kind it is pulled. It can be used as a war horse, though it is not the fastest. It is a beast of a horse, though. It is probably one of the biggest horses you've ever seen.
That seems excessive for that cart. Maybe he pulls heavier stuff on occasion. It's better to have a bigger engine than you need.
Possibly.
I'll walk back into the tavern.
All right. Did anybody else want to try something?
Of course, I perform more than a bard does. Hey, I don't do too terribly this time.
Okay. What musical instrument are you performing with?
This time, let's make it the tambourine. Trying to get the crowd into it.
Unfortunately, I don't have a tambourine. I did load you up with musical instruments, though.
Okay. Well, and also with that persuasion earlier, I would have been asking for rumors or a thing, anything that was.
You've heard that
we needed to go more in town.
You've heard that far to the south and east, there are a bunch of guilds getting together, preparing for an ancient dragon waking up.
Ooh.
You're also hearing a lot of gossip about the upcoming paladin trials and how all the runners went out today announcing the candidates.
Well, I'm sure the one we're going with will be successful, since she also has a musical instrument. So she's a bard and backup paladin. That seems to be good.
All right. As you
By the
perform,
way, Amanda, you'll have noticed my character is much more polite to you than before. So.
All right.
My character treats you with a great deal of respect. He didn't treat you with respect when he just like, paladin, whatever. But now that he knows you're into music and stuff, he treats you with a lot of respect.
All right. Your performance gets you 50 silver pieces.
Oh, cool. I throw it back out to buy drinks for everybody.
Everybody cheers.
Woo! Yes.
Right.
My character's not in it for the money.
Columbus, you noticed, was smiling and clapping along with the music.
Awesome.
We still have
Can't be that bad of a guy if he's into music.
Columbus, you mean you're asking if he's into music? Doug, were you asking if Columbus was into music?
No, I was saying if he's into music, my character thinks he can't be that bad of a guy. He was a little more suspicious, but now he trusts him. Unless he's faking it.
You can always try to roll an insight check to see.
All right, I am good at insight, apparently. So.
He seems to be genuinely enjoying himself.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to be arriving tomorrow in game, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got to get my timing right.
How small can I make myself with diminish?
Let's see here.
That's like the old spell, one size category.
Yeah, so you would go from medium to small.
Okay. I'm going to cast for myself and see if that will improve my stealth chances for sneaking past that horse.
Okay. You
I'm
choose
sure
not
you
to
don't do it
resist,
in the bar.
so you can roll stealth with advantage. So you do sneak into the room. Let me see here.
I believe she has expertise in her stealth, so it'll actually be like plus 9.
All right, you do enter the room, and Captain doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Good. Okay. I want to see if I can explore the contents of the wagon stealthily.
All right, that's going to be a dexterity check.
Dexterity is 16.
Yep, you got a roll of 16, so you manage to climb up into the cart. As you explore, you notice there are several types of grain, a couple sacks of smoked meat, a few barrels of salted meat. Really just general foodstuffs.
Nothing that would make a guy seem, nothing to make him to justify this level of guardianship. I try to use investigation, perception to spot anything and my thief skills. Are there any like hidden panels? Or
We can use investigation for that.
Are the hams concealing something on the inside?
What are you
Any
still in the cart?
indication that like the meats have been cut open to conceal something inside?
You investigate. You gently cut open one of the hams, but you don't notice anything. You don't feel anything out of place. It just seems to be food.
No secret passages in the wagon, no hidden panels or anything.
Nope, the wagon seems to be a perfectly normal wagon.
Mystery here. All right, I will attempt to stealthily disembark.
Okay, we will roll a stealth roll again, and you do get by his perception.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go back home and go get the good night's sleep in my room.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything?
Let's have apple pies.
They look at you, say, "Nope, cherry. Apples will be in season in a couple months."
But with Applejack, would Applejack do? Would Applejack do to hit the spot?
She needs apple crust for a component.
Ah.
I will let the group know about the rumor about the dragon thing. Hey guys, heard an interesting rumor down the southeast. I think I got that right. They're getting ready for some ancient dragon to awaken.
Yeah, everyone's been talking about it for a while. I plan to do something about it whenever that happens, but right now I got other stuff on my plate.
Wait, you said
I anticipate Patch is sending us that way.
Alex.
Yes.
What component or what Amanda? What component is your character looking for? Apple peel? Apple what?
Apple pie crust.
Apple pie crust. Ah.
She has
for components. Huh?
She has a very unusual spell, which is one of the reasons I make her have a component for it. Also, I think she refuses to carry a component bag.
I only need that one component. I don't need anything else.
Now, allow me to point out that apples are preserved very well and in barrels and in cool cellars, and apple pie should be available year round. They may not just be, the freshest apples in the apple pie. It'd be more like an apple crumble or an apple crisp where you rehydrate the apples.
Yes, but you're shopping in roadside inns, and right now they would be these would be the guys who would have condensed it into cider, and that which didn't make it to cider would have been turned into Applejack.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Well, my character will quite happily eat a bunch of cherry pie. So he thinks he's just happy and in the moment. And yes, my character seems to be overly constantly happy. That's the other thing. He's not a dour dwarf. He's the opposite. So
I'll have some cherry pie and Applejack to hit the hay.
Okay. We're gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw for the Applejack. You do pass.
It's good to have a Constitution.
Actually, no, you have to do that with disadvantage. Oh, you fail. You are absolutely plastered.
I'm not small anymore. I'm my regular size before I go back into the room.
How long does that spell last?
Only an hour. Only about an hour.
So I take it you hung around outside for an hour?
Yep. It took me a while to investigate things.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything before you go to bed?
Nope.
I feel like. Well, I want to have a good old think about what's going on in that cart, and I also simultaneously would like to test my my patron a little bit.
Okay.
Because I've eaten a lot, and he's fine with that. I don't know how he feels about drinking alcohol, and Alan don't particularly drink much alcohol.
Are you
So I'd like
reaching
to hang
out to
out
your
at the
patron mentally,
bar.
or are you just going to drink some alcohol and see what happens?
I'm just gonna have a drink and have a think.
Okay. Are you going to drink the Applejack, or are you going to get something else?
I'll drink a bit of Applejack.
All right. It'll cost you 10 silver. I think it's 10 silver. No, 10 gold pieces.
Is it by the bottle or by the glass?
A bottle glass will cost you 1 gold piece.
I think I'll have probably over the course of about 20 minutes. I'll have 2 glasses of Applejack.
All right. Roll Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh, save. Oh no, it is up there.
Okay. You cough and sputter a bit because it is a very strong drink. It's basically a stringent apple cider. But you are able to force it down. But after drinking, you don't notice anything different.
Nothing at all, huh?
Nope.
Not even lightheaded.
Nope. Molly, would you like to roll a perception check?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, yeah.
I'm just watching all the members of the party, just writing things down, watching people, listening to
You
people.
are not quite sure if anything weird is going on because you are not familiar with Applejack yourself.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Hey, I'm doing something. I noticed people buying this Applejack, and half of them seem to get wasted on it. So I'll go up and ask the barkeep, "Hey, this Applejack, is that good? Is it that good?"
it's one of the best things that we got. We make it fresh here. It's from the orchard out back.
Oh, all right. You grow your own apples for this thing?
Everybody grows their own
Nice.
apples for it.
Let me have a glass of this thing.
All right. He asks for a gold piece.
Yep, I give him a gold piece.
All right. He pours you a glass. Roll me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
With disadvantage,
Yes.
even though I'm a dwarf.
Even though you're a dwarf.
Obviously, the 12, not the 17.
You cough and stagger a bit because it is, just like I said before, apple scented paint thinner. But when you finish it, you notice a definite fruity tone. Everything smells of spices, and you feel tipsy, which for a dwarf is impressive.
All right. How much of this stuff you got for sale?
Still got about 16 bottles.
That's 10 gold pieces a bottle.
That is 10 gold pieces a bottle,
Can I take his entire stock?
which means it would be 160 gold to buy him out.
All right, I buy them out.
Okay, give me a second. I have to make a bottle thing of this now.
Cue the JonTron freaking meme. I'll take your
There we
entire
go.
stock.
And they all go into the bag of bagpipes holding, carefully wrapped.
Alex.
I'm gonna go over to Arnolfo. Oh.
Let's see. If I was still in the room to overhear all these conversations about apple pie crust as a component and apples grown out back, I'm going to go out back and look for any apples that are left that even if they're old and shriveled, I'm going to see if I can find enough apples to make a small apple pie.
Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm making these.
So I marked down my gold. So and you
I
said
would like to go to Arnolfo and ask, how strict is the definition of an apple pie?
Kind of game, I have no idea.
Arnolfo.
Could we, perchance, pour some of this apple liquor into a cherry pie, let it marinate, and then at least partially count it as an apple pie?
I mean, I guess we could check.
Because that would apple material would seep into the crust. So I'm thinking that would.
I mean, I'm willing to try it. See what happens.
Are you talking to Arnolfo or are you talking to Matt?
Well, like I say,
I'm talking to
out of game.
Arnolfo.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, first let me do the investigation roll for Daisy. It is going to be with disadvantage because apples are not in season.
Every apple production had apples wintering over it. They might be mushy, they might be dry, but there were all those apples under the apple trees months after apple season.
You do find one dried out, withered, tiny apple.
Fabulous.
It's half rotten and smells like vinegar.
That's okay. It's an apple already. I pick it up. I scout around and try to find some more. I look in the trees, see if any haven't fallen.
As you pick it up, it falls to mush in your hands.
Can I make an applesauce pie?
You can always come get me. I have purified food and drink. It might make a difference.
You notice that it has now fallen to the ground mush and there are bugs crawling out of it.
All right, you're really not going to do this, are you? Okay.
You're trying to get an apple 6 months after they've been harvested. You wouldn't even have found that one if you had not got a critical success.
Success.
Yes.
All righty. There aren't any apples in the barrels downstairs?
You would have to ask the barkeep. But I'll tell you right now, he doesn't. He looks at you and says, no.
Okay.
We usually buy our fruit from passing merchants, so there's no need to keep apples on stock.
All right. Any other apple orchards anywhere on the way to the city?
He says most inns have apple orchards. Most folks do.
If I wanted to buy some apples, any chance? So, what would be the best way of letting people know I'd be interested in buying their apples from their cellar stock?
He looks at you and blinks and says, "Come back in 3 months." He thinks it's this isn't me telling you off. He just thinks it's a very absurd question.
Why do you want apples so badly?
She needs them for a spell. You know how I have that feather for feather fall, so don't just my friends don't break bones and fall out of trees and stuff. Whatever spell she has in mind, it needs apple pie crust.
So we're not into a big city. You're gonna be able to find it there.
Yeah, you would know in character that cities are more likely to have such things because the inns there will stock up for those reasons. Like they want to offer this stuff year round, but the inns on the road don't care.
For a nice, yeah.
Right, time for my idea. Booze pie.
Booze pie.
Sure, she can acquire her own apple pie.
You might not notice it. You might be able to notice things since she is. Just since it's that nice part of that beautiful loop. If you want to do her paper, bring her an apple pie.
If you want, we're going to roll intelligence to see. Dr. Honeygold, you do not know how to make a booze pie.
No, my idea is just pour it into a cherry pie. Pour the applejack into a cherry pie. Let it marinate. Let the crust absorb apple material and see if that counts as an apple pie crust.
I now own all the applejack that's left.
He did buy out the entire stock, so you're going to have to go to the dwarf.
Well, no, because I bought a bottle also before he bought the rest of them.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah,
Use
but
that one.
you quaffed the bottle in one go. That's why you were hammered.
No. I only had a glass. The bottle was for to give my friend Jarrett back at the home village.
Ah, okay.
I promised my friend to bring them some goodies.
Okay. Well, you can offer them some of your applejack.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you guys take the applejack?
Amanda, Molly, if you want to try the experiment with the cherry pie and applejack, you can do so.
Yeah, well, we're
I
gonna
shall
give
take it and do some science.
Okay.
I'll give you a glass worth of applejack. You won't need the whole bottle.
So Honeygold is the one who's going to attempt this.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. What's a proper check for this? I don't think you have a cooking skill. I will give you the
Almost certainly either be.
I will give you the choice of
basically
using.
mixing up a potion.
This is not
Alcohol
alchemy.
has antibacterial properties.
Cooking is an entire
That's
skill of its own.
medicinal. I'm pouring a glass of alcohol into a pre-existing pie and then just letting it sit. I feel like that doesn't need.
You can make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Oh, well, I mean, I rolled a 9 already on that because I rolled early.
All right, you pour some of the applejack over the cider, or over the pie, and the pie just falls apart.
I think Eleanor will probably sort of swing by at this point and look at what you're doing and just roll his eyes and then leave.
Greetings, Eleanor. We are doing science.
The pie is fizzing a little bit as you talk.
Yeah, Eleanor, sure, you want
know.
this? Because, I mean...
There seems to be a small curl of smoke rising from the pie.
Even I wouldn't eat that.
The cherries are starting to dissolve into an increasingly large puddle on this plate.
Oh, wow. Now I'm interested. I'm watching this.
I'm going to write down the results of this experiment.
Can any fragments of the crust be pulled inside?
I wouldn't touch it. Does it eat through the wood?
It does not, but after about 30 minutes, you can tell it's dissolved about as much of the pie as it's going to, which is a couple of half-dissolved cherries and a weird brownish goo that was once the crust.
Is it dissolving the plate?
No.
All right.
I asked, before I go upstairs, I asked the group, anybody have anything that needs mending or cleaning?
Nope. This plate.
That would be an investigation
needs cleaning.
Roll. You find one person who has a scraped arm. Oh, no, you were looking for stuff. You find one person who has a broken chain.
So I offer to mend it?
Okay. They say they'll give you 2 silver pieces for it to do that.
I'd be happy to. I can practice my skills. So I do some mending.
All right. You mend the chain, and they pay you 2 silver pieces, and they say thank you.
Can I fix that other person's arm and then also put the pie juice into a bottle for later?
You can do that with the pie juice. They offer you a silver piece to mend their scratch.
Yippee doctoring.
Okay. You now have 1,596 gold and 8 silver.
And a jar of pie juice. Evil pie juice.
On some of the liquid that's on the table, I take a piece of scrap leather and see if it dissolves it.
You pour it on the leather, and the leather does indeed feel a little thinner after a half hour, but it is still intact.
All right. Well, I am a craftsman. Is this definitely a stronger than what I expect Applejack to be, right?
This would be a fairly mild acid because it is
Okay.
pretty much entirely alcohol. You have something that's
Okay.
about 180 proof.
That's awesome. So uh, the dwarves are gonna love this. All right. I give a thumbs up to the barkeep and go, "You're a true master of your craft, sir. I salute you."
He smiles and nods his head and says, "Thank you." Anything anybody else wants to do? I'll take that as a no.
Actually, since people have been asking, are there does he have carrots or any other in-season vegetables or fruit?
If you can ask him, I'm assuming you're just going to ask him.
Yeah,
He looks at you and just like says, "Yeah, I do, but I'm really not looking to sell that."
oh, okay. I was gonna get a little bit, go give the stupid horse. So, all right. Well, not a stupid horse, but that horse is weird. Cool. All right.
All right. I assume everybody goes to bed.
So,
Yep.
All right. You all go to bed. You wake up the next morning,
Yep.
and when you come down, Columbus is already down there, smiling and eating breakfast. Tells you all that Captain is ready to go whenever you guys are. And he asks you
the
if you want to
festival is
sit and
technically like
enjoy a
tomorrow,
good.
right?
The festival will be in 2 days, so you'll have a day when you get
Awesome.
there, and then the next day.
Yep, I'm gonna eat a huge meal.
Okay.
Wait, am I the only one that thinks that is?
All right. Columbus smiles as you sit down and eat a lot of eat food with him. Does anybody else? He offers the rest of you to eat. I think we lost somebody. I think that was Molly.
We didn't eat.
Oh, eat.
No, she said she was maybe gonna hit a dead Z zone, so
That's fine. We'll assume that I will assume she keeps a watchful eye on Matt.
Eat again, yes, but also again away from everybody.
Okay. Columbus kind of watches over at you for a moment. This is just curious as to why you're not eating around them. But he asks the innkeeper to bring you a special breakfast pastry. So he sets a little fruit-filled pastry in front of you.
Ah, well, thank you for that. What is it? What's in it, Ron?
Let's see. This is spring, so it is strawberries. It's like a little strawberry cream cheese Danish.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
All right. You all eat your breakfast and you start on the road. The day goes much like the last day, with Columbus asking you guys questions, asking Jangles to perform. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, he just smiles and applauds every time. And
Oh wow! I actually did good this time.
yes, you did good this time. All the animals did not go scurrying off into the woods upon hearing it. All in all, it's been a very pleasant day. And on the horizon, you start approaching a city that is looks like an older city, walled in white stone, and there is a guard out front. And as you approach,
hang on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I'm trying to time this exactly right. I'm trying to time it such that I get cut off in time, but I'm gonna tell Eleanor and Dr. Honeygold, just so you guys are aware, festival of forgiveness and everything. Gonna be lots of food, lots of booze, all that kind of stuff. However, there's a lot of physical activity. It's why we don't let like really young kids or like older kids, or older people participate. So just be aware of that. You don't want to puke. So, and then oh no, we're at the city. I can't talk about it anymore.
Okay. Well, you had time to stop and tell them.
No, I'm doing it that way.
Okay. All right.
So I wasn't paying attention. What'd you say?
Oh, I was explaining that there's a festival at my hometown. It involves it's the festival of forgiveness. It's something the church runs. Everyone in town is invited to participate, except for like the very old, the very young. There's like a lot of physical activity. There's lots of food. There's lots of booze. You don't want to puke. Mixing all that too much. So I was letting them know.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
All right.
Alan will sort of grunt in response to that.
All right.
I'm sorry, you'll do sort of what now?
He just sort of grunts in response.
Okay.
All right. As you approach, the guard holds up a hand and says, just so you know, tomorrow is the Festival of Absolution. It is not necessary for outsiders to take part. And he looks over at the paladins like, oh, it's you. Oh, they are with you, I see.
Yep.
Oh, are these your friends? Are you bringing them to the festival?
Yeah, 2 of them. The other 2, I just met them. We don't really,
Oh, I trust that you told them about it first. It's very, very...
Yeah, I told them when we hit it out just now.
Ah, good, good. Yes, they look like they can handle the physical. All right, I am sure your mother will be happy to see you, and congratulations on getting into the paladin trials. I have never seen your mother so happy.
Oh, that's a relief. All right. Thanks.
He waves you in, and Columbus waves. It's like, I just have to do some custom stuff. I'll catch up with you guys later.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I'll lean close to Arnoff. Is that how you say your character's name, Amanda?
Arnulfo. Yeah, Arnulfo. Technically speaking, everyone else has up until this point called me Glowstick, but we're all tensions are high.
All right.
Arnulf.
So,
go
ahead.
I lean close to you and say, you have this gorgeous loot, and I get the opinion you've got at least some bard training under your belt. Why are you messing around with this useless paladin stuff when you've started down the path of greatness of music?
Definitely wasn't my choice.
So just a bit of background for you guys, because you would know because you're part of the world. Joining the paladins is a bit like joining the nobility. You're free to have your opinions about what that means, but you guys would know that someone joining the paladins is almost like joining the ruling class. You are part of the military and police arm of the church.
Oh, I completely got that, but you also forget my character's a lunatic.
No, I know. I just wanted to make sure that you knew.
Oh, okay.
Also, hi, Holy Waiter.
He honestly views that as being far beneath becoming accepted as a bard. So
you would also know that there have been many paladins that were also bards who have done great works in the fields of music.
Right.
Mostly religious.
Yes.
I'm going to stealthily attempt to follow the horse and wagon.
Okay. Let's see here.
I think that means you don't get into the town.
Yeah, you would be being left behind as the rest of the party ventures forth to the actual inn.
I expect I'll find them eventually.
Okay.
Oh no, remember it's gold. Okay.
Well, you guys might not be going to the guild, but let's see.
But role playing wise, I'm just letting your character know that yes, and he's shocked to hear that you were stopped from going further in a bardhood. He goes, "Well, if you ever need any help on that, I'll do what I can to help you."
I appreciate that. That's real.
Christina, as you try to follow Columbus, he turns around and notices you almost immediately and goes, "Oh, did I forget something? Did you leave something in the cart?"
No, I couldn't leave anything in cart, but I've fallen in love with your horse. So I want to see some more of him. You need any help taking his harness off again this time?
Oh no, the gentlemen here are going to take care of that. They have to investigate everything. I'm going to be here for a couple hours. The guard said that glowing boy, that he and his mother worked here. I could probably ask them and find out where they're staying, and I could make that my stop. I'm assuming it's I got my thoughts, but I could figure out where you guys will be, and I'll bring him by later. He'll be thrilled that you wanted to see him again.
Absolutely. See you around, and I'll go scampering back off. Shoot. Okay. Oh well, I tried.
All right. So
Daisy might end up running into Eleanor Because he would have been. He would have been following.
Roll a stealth check for me as well.
Where am I? Up there.
You are second from the left. So you do follow behind without getting caught because you were on the other side of the cart. But he just does appear to be going straight to the customs room where they start taking things off the cart and looking inside. And he just sits down in the nearby chair and waits.
What are they unloading?
It just seems to be crates of food, sacks of grain. There's some hams and such. It all seems to be food.
Just food, food and food and food.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Holy Wafer.
Ah, lots of food. Okay, just food.
Just food.
Ah. Okay. All right. Okay. If I'm satisfied it's just food, then I will depart, but I will try and locate Daisy, because Daisy had
Roll
a surreptitious look in the cart.
roll investigation for me.
Investigation.
Ooh. You get a little bit lost, but you do catch them right before they approach an inn. And Usagi, you would notice this. The sign outside the inn has changed. Where it was once a painted pot full of onions, it is now a shattered lute.
Okay.
But the rest of the inn looks just as careworn and slightly ramshackle as it always did.
Well, that's good.
All right. As you guys enter, you notice that the well, actually, do you want to say anything to everybody before you return to your ancestral home?
I'm just gonna tell them, like, okay, just so you guys know, my mother runs this inn. She does really, really good food, etc. So, feel free.
Oh. All right. Well, I be on my best behavior. I know, got to be careful when it comes to family. Your clan.
Yep.
But keep in mind what I said. I got you back if you ever need help in your quest to become a proper bard.
Well, I mean, I still plan on trying to do it regardless. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
You'll have to play for me sometime.
Just so you know, Hollow, that's not a magical sign. It is literally just a big painted wooden sign. All right.
So I will have been shocked at a shattered musical instrument for the end thing. I'll be like, and I'll ask, what's Arnoff? What's up with that shattered musical instrument for your mom's inn?
I don't know. It used to be like the onion soup. This is new.
Oh,
We need to find out.
that's really disturbing choice of.
I'll go up to the bar and I'll
Okay.
say, I've heard the onion soup here is really good. Do you still serve the onion soup?
So as you enter the bar, you open the doors and a wave of noise greets you. The entire bar is just stuffed with locals, and everybody's singing and laughing. And after about 10 seconds, you hear a sharp cry from a short woman who goes, "Arne, my sweet little boy!" And a slightly Rubenesque lady starts running up towards the glowing paladin, and she pats him on the back and Jangles, roll perception for me real quick.
Perception, not insight, right?
Yes, perception. So
12.
you notice as she goes to hug her son, her hand accidentally brushes up against the lute, and the slightest sneer crosses her lips, like it was a disgusting thing for her to touch. And she removes her hand as
Oh,
quick as she can and starts steering her son to the room and says, "My son has returned. He is going to be a paladin!" And the whole bar cheers, and everybody starts throwing their cups in the air, and everybody's celebrating. And she turns around and starts patting her son. It's like, "I am so glad. I am so glad. I was so worried. You've chosen a good path. I can die a happy woman."
Yep. By the way, I'm gonna just pass her the 1,500 gold I promised.
She looks and goes, "What is this?"
This is the money I told you I was gonna give you.
"You think I am so hard off I need your money?
No, it was just gifts.
Oh, do you think your mother
from-
cannot take care of herself without her little boy here?
No, but I was just trying to,
Have you ever
help
known
out
me
a
to
little
accept
bit.
charity?"
It's not charity, Mother. It's a gift. I mean, I earned a bunch of
I
cash.
do not want this. How I would never take money from my aspirant son. You have... I cannot. Go back and peel onions.
Okay.
And she points back to the kitchen.
Well, I'm gonna go do that.
And she turns to the rest of you. "I am so sorry you had to see that. You must be part of his retinue. Please, you will be staying here tonight. I have rooms prepared for you. All the food you want is on the house. I shall have a talk with my son, and then he shall come back out and join you. Everybody's here to celebrate. Everybody's happy today." And with that, she nods, and
you must be so proud of him and his musical abilities.
she cringes a bit, and she looks at you, and she forces a smile, and it's like, "Yes, he aspired to hobbies that really did not befit him. But as you can see, common sense has won out. I am proud as a mother can be that my son is fulfilling such a wonderful destiny." And she smiles, just glowing.
Well, yes.
"Oh, no.
Family's
Enough
over.
talk. You are dwarf. Bring him many beer. Many beer." And she steers you all to a table and you see a rather older gentleman who looks a little bit slow. He comes rushing over with flagons of wine and beer and bread as she walks around the table making you all sit. Sit, I shall have food brought to you." And she takes off to the kitchens, where she confronts...
Given this is a strange, I'm asking for a role. Might be sort of a strange request, I suppose. Eleanor is a young man, and perhaps a little on the moody side at the moment. But given what we've just seen, could I make a wisdom check?
You could make an insight check.
Just like a flat wisdom, which will inform what he does or does not do next.
What are you trying to find out here?
I'm trying to find out whether he will whether he'll speak to Arnulfo or not.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to learn about his mother. Or are you trying to learn about Arnulfo?
Well, it's more about where, like, Eleanor is sort of, he wants to, he's moody, but given what he's just seen, he might want to have a chat with Arnulfo, but he also might not, because
you're wanting to see what you picked up from Arnulfo. Gotcha. Okay, go ahead and do an insight check.
Well, I'm sort of, what I'm doing is sort of, I'm letting Eleanor's wisdom inform whether he goes and has a chat with Arnulfo or not, if that makes sense. But I also would like some insight on the mum.
Okay, go ahead.
And maybe on Arnulfo.
Go ahead and do an insight check. Okay. So this does look like similar. It was similar to several conversations they had had in the past. Arnolfo seemed to have conceded a little quicker than he would have with the rest of you, and there is certainly almost henpecked nature to the way he went back to the kitchen. As for the mother, she seems to be very concerned about her son, just as much as she is elated at this recent development. To give the picture, she's very tiger mom.
Okay. Given what I've just seen, then, so that was an 11. Given what I've just seen, and given that role, do you think that Eleanor would have a conversation then with?
Well, I suppose you would have to ask if you could go back to the kitchen first.
Yeah. It's an 11. I don't know if he would. I don't think he would yet.
That's okay. My character will.
That the interaction is noted.
All right. How many of you are going to try to go back to the kitchen?
Boy.
Well, I need to know what kind of.
I will.
All right, we're gonna have 3 people.
My character will.
All right, each of you roll with disadvantage.
Roll what?
You're going to roll persuasion with disadvantage because you're trying to convince the innkeeper to let you go back to the kitchen.
All right, I have a 14 and a 17, so I have a 14.
I can't roll, and I also can't see the stream anymore.
Oh.
So.
I will roll for you.
Thank you.
Despite what has just occurred and what I have seen, I am happy to let Arnolfo cut his fucking onions.
Oh, by the way, if the guy knows about the amazing Applejack, I'll offer him a bottle of that as well.
And the waiter goes, "Oh, you want some Applejack, sir? Oh, we have some in the back. We shall give you some. It is the mistress's order. No, you see." And as you all start to stand, even the mother comes. It's like, "Oh, no. All of you sit. You want for nothing tonight. You are part of the retinue. My son shall be back out soon. We shall have big happy dinner together." And with that, she leaves for the kitchen.
Okay.
And we will cut to the kitchen with Arnolfo, where she comes in and she stands firmly at him and looks and says, "Well, why would you try to embarrass me like that in front of your retinue?"
I wasn't trying to embarrass you. I was trying to help.
It is no matter. You care for your mother. It is a good thing. But that is not why we are here today. I do not want for much. As you can see, the inn is packed. Things are going wonderfully for me. It is the place of a paladin aspirant. Everyone in town is happy. Even your father was happy to hear about it. He came down here and he even said how happy he was and how proud he was in front of the entire establishment.
Yeah, I can see him doing that.
Yes.
For sure.
He was very happy that you took his name, though I should feel a little bit sad that you changed from Leon. But
well,
I understand.
I did not.
Oh,
I did not.
No. It is normal for a boy to wish to take after his father.
I don't.
Well, he thinks you do. Now, I am glad to see that you decided to take the right path. No more of this flittering and playing around town and insulting people and nearly getting yourself killed. Do you know how bad that would have looked on your father? It would have made him a kinslayer.
Well, it was mostly to make money.
You do not need to worry about it anymore. You are going to be a paladin. You're going to be getting the church money. When they came through town, they pulled me aside, said they are going to put a reliquary here. We shall never want for money again.
That's what I understand, yeah.
Yes. Very proud, very proud. So, what brings you back to town? Did you just come back to
I
see
have
your mama?
Well, yeah, I was trying to get back here to, give you the money, but also,
She reaches up and
I'm on a
pinches your
mission.
cheek and says, "Such a good boy." And a mission? What sort of mission are you here for?
I have to get a relic for the guild that I work for.
Ah. And she looks at your emblem and she frowns a little bit. She goes, "Well, I suppose you had to bring honor to somewhere. Anyway, well, what are you doing in the kitchen? Go eat with your friends. Let your mother do her job." And she starts shooing you back out of the kitchen.
Okay. Well, I will leave the kitchen then.
Also, "Are you taking part in the festival tomorrow?" you hear her say as you're leaving.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ah.
that's the plan.
We have been chosen, so you will be here up early tomorrow helping me make the bread, correct?
Yep, I'll do that.
Very good, son. And she turns to the tall, gangly gentleman who was serving food earlier and says, "Pierre, is he not such a good son?" And Pierre just nods and smiles his big, slow smile at you.
Yep.
So good, go eat. I bring out food soon.
Okay.
I take
I
it
go sit down.
you return to the table.
Yep.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for our paladin before the food comes out?
What's on the menu?
I think I barely heard what's on the menu from Matt.
Mm-hmm. You did hear that from... Yep.
Well, onion soup for sure. I assume a lot of other onion stuff.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yes, I've leaned forward to the paladin and gone, "So do you need help fleeing tonight so you can pursue your life as a bard instead of a paladin?"
Well, no, I have a mission to do also.
Okay. All right. Well, your life to live, but I'm just going to give you a piece of advice. Live for yourself and not even for your family, even though they're important.
Well, I'm trying to do the best I can. That's
Worst I can do is and maybe send assassins out to kill you, but that's the worst.
Yeah, I don't think she would do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
You absolutely know in the back of your mind your mother might actually do that.
Well, I'm not gonna tell them that.
And that's if she didn't decide to come hunt you down herself.
Right.
All right. After a
So do you play anything else other?
Say again?
I was asking, no, do you play anything else other than the lute? Do you have any other favorite instruments?
No, it's basically this. It's easy to walk around with.
Well, if you ever decide to take up another instrument, and let me know, I'll make one for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'm just going to end up with a party of bards I'm dragging into adventure, kicking and screaming.
I'll yell out to the... Oh, all right.
Hollow says he'd go to a different bar because he's not used to that level of hospitality. This is Alinor's family bar. This is his family owns this inn. So, all right.
I'm actually going around offering to since there's a lot of people singing stuff here, are there anybody here that's really, by my taste, i.e. they love music, is there anybody here really loving the music that they're playing and singing?
So the people who are playing, they look a little haggard because they've been playing for a few hours, it seems. There is live music going on. They do have a paid bard, actually 3 paid bards on staff right now, which is a surprise to Alinor, who remembers there only being occasionally 1 bard. They seem to be doing a passable job, but they look rather haggard.
Oh, you mean Arnie?
I assume.
Arnolf, yeah, sorry. I get your names confused all the time.
Well, we have Glowstick, remember, and Rockstar to make it a little easier.
but the bards that are playing do seem to be lost in their music.
Okay. Well,
So after about 10 minutes, the paladin's mother comes back out, and she's accompanied by her waiter, and they're bringing just huge bowls of food: onion soup, onion stew, broiled beef with onions, several different types of breads and other vegetables. All of them, you notice, have onions mixed in with them. And she says, "I've brought
Sensing
you
a
the best
theme
we
with
have to
this
offer tonight.
establishment.
I hope you all are hungry." And she puts the food all around the table. And she looks at all of you in turn and says, "Eat, eat, eat." And then she looks at Matt with a very deliberate glare and says, "So, how long have you known my son?"
I've known him long enough.
"Oh, really? Where did you all meet? What have you done? Tell me about your adventures with him."
Well, we're colleagues of a sort. We've been battling evildoers in other towns and various shenanigans,
I heard you all
exploring
defeated a
catacombs.
troll.
We did defeat a troll. Also raised a troll. Badly.
Raised a troll? Very, very uncouth. No doubt the mage training, but it is a very difficult thing to do, so I could see it happening. She smiles at you. Then she turns to Molly's character and goes, "So, what brings you around, my son?" I guess Molly can't hear me.
No, I heard you. I just didn't realize that I was still muted. Mostly work.
Mostly work?
We were assigned. Yes, indeed. Although I've found his company rather enjoyable. I like sticking around with him.
So I don't find it too enjoyable. I'd like my grandkids not to have pointy ears. Thank you very much. Without saying another word, she turns to the other elf in the party and goes, "That goes for you too, sweetie. I know it's not strong, but I don't want to point."
Just because I know the cringe level in Arnie is increasing. I don't think that Alinur would be able to eat anything because he's suppressing too much laughter.
She turns to the dwarfish bard and kind of frowns a bit and goes, "So, what's brought you to the party?"
I guess the guild master decided I was best for the job.
"Ah, well, I suppose you have to be able to be good at something."
By the way, I noticed, yes, it's quite sad you're sawing here. So I hand her one of the flutes I've made.
She
Here's
pulls
an
her hands
unbroken
back like
flute
she
for
doesn't
you.
want to touch it.
Oh,
"I
have I
do
offended you?
apologize. The cook's hands, you see, cannot make them dirty, you know. Trying to make sure people stay fed." And she takes another furtive look down at the flute, and her lip
Mm-hmm.
curls just a little bit in disgust.
Mm-hmm. You should, since you have so many fine bards here, you should give a visit down to the place we came from. It's filled with amazing bards. And
So I've
yes, I will
heard.
proceed to regale her with these wonderful stories about how awesomely awesome all the bards are down there.
Her eyes are kind of wandering off. It's like, yes, very. Uh, I see. I need to be back in the kitchen. You all finish up. I shall have Pierre make some rooms ready for you tonight. Everything is on the house, of course. Eat your heart's content. I have a bar to run, thank you. If you need anything, please ask Pierre. And she walks away from the table.
So Arnaud, next time you need your mom to run away, I'll just talk to her about music.
You don't need to chase her off. That's fine.
Well, It's quite disconcerting.
Sorry, what was that?
I like her. She's charming and a very, very good cook.
She is a very
Very
good
onion
cook.
food.
Yep.
And indeed, the food does smell wonderful, though very strongly of onions. Oh.
I do not partake of any of the food, although I'll be very polite and stuff. I will consume only for my own provisions. The reason going, my character doesn't feel right taking hospitality from someone that he views as being so wrong. So the dwarvish pride of that means he can't really do that.
I'm sorry to say she does not seem to have made fast friends with the dwarf.
No, she hates music. He hates her guts. He's keeping it under control, but he yes, he's being polite and all, but yes, in his heart of hearts, he now despises Arnoff's mom. Sorry.
I am maintaining an exterior demeanor of like looking unbothered and just nonpartisan, but inside, I want to hit people with my stick.
With your stick?
But I'm going to suppress this urge. I'm going to tamp this urge very, very, very far down.
I can't imagine why. She seems like such a charming lady.
Very charming, yeah. Very, very charming.
Did you guys want to talk about anything before the meal is over?
I don't.
Do I really come off as overly affectionate? This is the second time that such a misunderstanding has happened. I do not hold such romantic feelings for anyone in this party.
She's just being protective. I wouldn't take that too seriously.
I'll nod slowly and then just return to my little notebook and write things down.
Yeah, I think the same. It was the same with Tempest, I think.
I know Tempest really likes your character, Matt. She loves your character.
Yep. You have some experience with this.
She's a bit territorial.
A bit, yes.
A lot. Very.
All right. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
I will try to chat up Arnoff a little bit more if Arnoff's into it, on what Arnoff loves about music. So.
The freedom to come up with, stories that you want, to go where you want, to meet a whole bunch of new people, go to a bunch of different places, eat nice food.
Being a paladin is like literally the opposite of all of that.
Oh, I know it is.
All right. As you guys continue to chat through the night, Pierre does make sure that you guys are wanting for no food. At the end, he actually brings you out a big cream cake dessert.
Bribery.
Any chance that you have any apple pie in the back somewhere?
And he was, I'm sorry, young master, we do not have any apples tonight. They are all being used for the festival tomorrow.
Yeah, I figured.
Will you all be attending?
Well, the three of us at least. I don't know about the other two.
I will make sure that you leave your weapons here. You know how they feel about such things.
Yeah.
It is a very holy thing that we do tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, we know. We don't want anyone to get out of control.
All right. Well, Father Brick shall explain it all. And he kind of putters off to some other tables, checking on people in his slightly slow way that he does.
Yep.
All right.
By the way,
does my stick count as a weapon? Because I can heal people.
That would count as a weapon. You need to be completely unarmed.
Yep.
We're not doing anything like that.
This is a church service. It is hosted by the church. Nobody will be armed at the festival tomorrow.
But it's primarily a healing stick. Like if it was a baseball bat, I could get that.
You can try to plead your case tomorrow.
Okay.
But basically, if you try to walk the streets armed, you will be stopped by the town guards and asked to return your weapons to, one of those asked, like, we're going to ask you before we make you kind of things, to return your weapons to the inn.
They are asking only to be polite.
Yes. All right. Well,
Do you want me at your thing tomorrow or no?
Well, honestly, I have beef with these two. I don't have beef with you, so.
Beef and onions.
you all can choose to attend or not to attend. It is up to all of you. The festival is open to everyone. But you can make that decision tomorrow. For tonight, they keep your plates filled, and you leave the table fuller than you've probably been in a very long time. When you make it up to the
I keep track of how much Eleanor is eating. I just like make little tally marks every time he clears a plate.
How much are you eating, Eleanor?
Well, I mean, Jangles isn't eating his, so I'm eating his, obviously.
There you go.
And obviously I'll be eating mine, and as much of the cake as is left over, and I mean, if there's any leftovers, they're not going to be left over very long.
So, as you're basically licking the plates, Alicia, the paladin's mother, comes out and she smiles and pats you on the shoulder. There is a boy with a good appetite. That's what I like to see. Food's very important. Shame to let it go to waste. And she turns and kind of gives a small scowl at the dwarf. It's like, but you all must be tired. You must be tired. Off to bed with you. You're on the top floor. I have beds prepared for you. All the room is warm. So I will go to bed myself as soon as I am done cleaning in the kitchen. And she kind of starts getting you all up from the table and shooing you all upstairs.
Do we have our own room?
You have the entire top floor, which has enough rooms for each of you to sleep in one.
I would like to commune with my patron.
All right. As you're going upstairs, you lean back and give the mental signal to your patron. Jangles, once you're in your room, you will have to eat a ration or you will suffer penalties tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'll eat a ration.
All right, take one ration off of your count. All right. So as you all go to your rooms and you all fall asleep, and Matt, as you drift off, you suddenly find yourself standing in a very familiar field, just like the first time when you spun around and saw the grisly, smiling face of your patron. And his smile broadens, and he says, "Yes, my child, my vassal."
Good evening. Is it evening for you?
It is evening somewhere.
Fair enough. There is an event on tomorrow. This paladin thing. A lot of holy people are going to be there, and they don't exactly like people like me. Is it going to be a bad idea for me to go?
You see your patron lean back a bit as the bugs that make up his skin just kind of crawl a little bit faster. And he turns his head, which has no eyes, so you don't know if he's looking at you. He says, "You are in Cinneville, the Goose Town, the Feast of Vindication." And he smiles at the word feast. "You are in no danger. Just do not show my gifts so easily."
Okay. I'll stick with the stuff that my my cover can do. I'll stick with stuff that sorcerers can do.
He smiles and says, "Remember, my vassal, you're in no danger in these walls, no matter what may transpire."
Would we got a ride in with a fella, horse and cart, Columbus, I think it was his name.
He
Is he a friend?
he kind of frowns. "I do not know this name." "Wait."
Thought I'd ask.
And you see him frown a bit. "I can detect many, but none by that name."
Many in the town.
"There is one who is hiding from me. I can feel him only slightly. Curious."
Hiding. Well, huh? Is it worth a look?
"I sense no malice in the town, but that is not my domain." And he smiles at you, as he often does.
Okay. Well, then I suppose I can, if I want, I can go along tomorrow to this thing.
"Keep
That's
in
mainly
mind, I
what I
sense
want.
something beyond the town, something with a different hunger, something powerful." And with that, he smiles his big cartoonish smile with his giant round teeth, and the dream fades to black, and you wake up the next morning. It is the day of the festival.
Well, I gotta get up early and help in the kitchen, so I'm gonna do that.
All right, you wake up slightly before dawn, and you're down in the kitchen peeling potatoes, onions, and preparing bread.
Yep.
All right, when the rest of you
So,
come down, you see him behind the bar working.
ah,
Bloody hell.
my character understands. So
I
I go
thought
up
you
to
were
ask, what is the definition of a weapon?
Who are you asking?
I guess I'll ask Arnulf since he's going through this thing. So Arnulf, what's the definition of a weapon?
Anything that isn't your hands.
Anything what?
Anything that isn't your hands.
Oh, okay. So even a flute or musical instrument counts as a weapon.
I mean, they're gonna know what you're up to. We've had people try to get sneaky before. No.
Well, okay. So no musical instruments either.
I mean, I guess you can have them with you, but if you have them like in your hand and you're like glancing around all suspicious, like I'm pretty sure someone's gonna wonder what you're up to.
Yeah, unless I was going to play it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if you just have it with you, probably no one will notice. But I mean, certainly don't act like you're gonna be, hitting anybody with it or anything like that.
Right. So, all right. So I won't take the handle of. I won't take my didgeridoo then. That would not be good.
Oh, okay.
All right. There is breakfast
So
laid out
you'll
in front
notice
of you.
that taking apart his Great Mall, and the half of the Great Mall is a didgeridoo.
Yes.
So I'm gonna look at it and go, all right, I won't try that.
All right. As you come down, you notice that the breakfast is a kind of fruit crepe dish that is just waiting for you guys
Bless
when
you,
you get
whoever
down
that
there.
was.
Yes, bless whoever sneezed.
What kind of fruit?
It's mostly
Any apple?
strawberries and cherries.
Okay. Oh, yum.
All right. Well, if Arnulf helped make it, and then I'll eat.
Arnulf probably did make it himself.
I will
Yep.
ask. Did you make this?
Yeah. Well, the fruit stuff. I don't know the fruit stuff, but anything savory, I think I did.
All right. Well, that I thank you for, and I'll eat that.
All right.
Yes, Callie.
All right. Well, as you guys finish up and you go to leave for the festival, you step out, and the first thing you notice is tables, and the second thing you notice is a town guard waiting outside the door. And he looks you all over and he says, "Make sure to leave any weapons that you may have in the inn for the day. We have doubled the guard to make sure that everybody is protected. It would behoove you to not try to smuggle anything, as all the guards will be armed, and any violation of this rule will be met with very significant force."
Yeah, I was trying to let them know.
You also let them
I
know
would
that
like
there
to
is to
have
be no magic available during this time, correct?
No, actually, I forgot about that. But yeah, no magic.
And he looks at the rest of you and is like, "Our Father Brick will tend to anybody who gets injured. His power comes from Esper himself. So the clergy shall be fine and shall be tending to anyone who gets wounded. But it is important on this day that you do not try to take any hostile actions unless otherwise provoked. Do you understand?" And he looks at everybody but the paladin in turn.
Yep.
Can I just stay here and not go to the festival?
You are free
Yeah,
to.
you can hang on if you.
The actual ceremony will be done shortly after noon, and then people can return to reclaim things like their weapons, their armor, the various things that they would use for combat. But it is imperative that anyone taking part in the holy festivities does not bear any form of melee weapon or armament.
That's understandable.
The day of
I would have left everything except for like my medicine bag and my notebook in the room.
And he smiles and says, "It is very much appreciated. The Lord is very particular about this festival. And Lord Kolbru thanks you for taking part. He will make sure everyone is kept safe, and any violators shall be severely punished."
All right.
And
You
at the
guys all
mention of
ready?
the Lord's name, he kind of looks over at the paladin.
Yep.
It's like, "Well, the aspirant and his retinue have been awarded a place of honor near the bell. I can guide you there if you wish."
Sure. Thank you. It's not near the Lord, I assume.
Lord Kolbru is busy today. He
Okay,
wished to
good.
attend the festivities. Sadly, a member of the church is having to step in for him. It seems his recent wife has gone into labor, and it is necessary.
Ah. All right.
All right. Let's see here.
I'll
All
have
right.
to catch
He
him
guides you
here.
through the town. I'm going to guess our newest elf isn't going to be here.
I just have a weird feeling about this, and I kind of want to stay behind and see what goes on behind in the town when everyone's attention is on the festival.
All right.
And I just don't like being the idea of no one having weapons sounds like everybody's a big fat juicy target.
Well,
But before they go, I'm gonna ask them, well, how do you prevent people from using magic?
I
Is it
mean,
magic?
you get punished afterwards if you use magic.
well,
You use magic to help
there are
people?
precautions put in place to make sure people can't use magic. So, so did all of you leave your weapons behind and your armor?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll describe. So Kildrak is from and he suddenly he'll have a different demeanor because he's chaotic, but he is from a well-known dwarven family, and he knows about rituals and everything else. So I don't know if it was put down there, but he would have had official dress for like family functions and stuff when he's more representing the family. So he'll have left his armor and everything else behind.
Okay.
He will be wearing good clothing because he's from a like a known family, and it'll be have his whatever the family stuff is on it. So he'll have gone through the annoying things of slicking back his hair a little bit and the rest of it to look more properly like his family would expect him to.
All
So
right.
he's gritting his teeth and like he would be if he was back at the home clan. He occasionally has to go through BS. He's treating it like that.
So, question for you, because
The
you are the first dwarven character. The humans and elves are all members of the Asperian faith, but you have an option to not be. Did you want to stick to the dwarven faith, or would you like to be part of the Asperian faith?
Okay, out of game. What's the dwarven faith versus
It
the Asperian faith?
the dwarves have a very strong ancestor worship. It's a more traditional thing where they worship paragons, people who have exempt. It's kind of like saints in Catholicism, except they model their lives much more heavily after these paragons.
Or like the Chinese and stuff. Gotcha.
Very much.
Okay, and
As That's basically it. I haven't made the rest of the religion, but paragons are considered a mix of demigod and saint. So
mm-hmm,
now there's nothing barring you from participating in another religion's festivals. Just so long as you don't take sacrament with another religion, you would still be considered part of the dwarven faith.
right. And the Asperian faith, I don't know much about the Asperian
The
gods or in this.
So Esper is a very martial god. He believes in duty, honor, uh, doing what you saying what you mean, uh, doing what is right, not what you want. He's very much about protection, cleansing, healing, and military matters.
Hmm.
He's very
And
much a
what are the
god of war.
bards then?
Most of the bards that you have come across would have been Asperians. However, even though like the church doesn't have any firm stance against bards, but it doesn't really promote the arts as a whole. Now there are going to be paladins and clerics of the church who would,
Right.
but
So
that's more of an individual patronage thing. The Asperian faith, it really does like sculptors, but musicians, they're tolerated is the best way to phrase it.
so he wouldn't probably be of either faith, really. I mean, he's probably loosely following the dwarven one, technically.
Now there would be dwarven
But
patrons of music.
really, neither of these faiths call out to him as anything, because he's all about. If he worships anything, it'd be music. So,
Well, you do have
um,
dwarven patrons of music, so you could be dedicated to one of those.
okay, then in that case, if they're yes, whoever was probably that's what he would be following then, because that's where his soul and stuff is at.
Okay.
So he'll go, but he won't partake of the sacrament and everything else. But he will dress up properly for once. He will go by for now Kildrak as opposed to Jangles, and you know his only little bit of maybe you know thing will be he might have a flute on him.
All right. Um,
So
so you left everything but a flute behind,
yeah,
and it's a normal flute.
well, it's one he made himself.
Okay,
So
that's fine. All right.
yeah,
The guard looks at you, but grudgingly accepts that you're bringing a flute. He says, "Just don't play it unless asked." All right.
of course not.
All right. You guys are led through town by the guard, and he takes you towards this large tower in this large fountain in the middle of town. And as you approach, you're set at a place of honor to the left of the pedestal where the bell is located. To the left of the bell is a very large man in traditional Esperian raiment. You could tell he is the head priest of this particular division. And standing behind him in his tattered and faded clothes is Columbus, who smiles and waves at you. And the father starts approaching your table. And he looks over at the paladin and is like, "Oh, glad to see you made it for the festival, boy. And you brought your retinue with you. I'm glad you could still take part in the merit that is forgiveness of each other. I know we go through so much of our lives holding grudges and thinking hard thoughts, but it takes a real dedication to the beliefs in Esper to be able to forgive each other for our transgressions and to move forward stronger than last before." And he smiles at all of you. It's like, "I just want to thank you all for being here." Nobody have a question or anything to say?
Nope.
Okay. He's like, "Well,
My character is taking one a bet with himself. That was the other possibility for Columbus or Columbo, or his name is Columbus.
It's like, well, we have the festive hors d'oeuvres on the table. We have the rum bread and a bit of meat to wash it down. And of course, a bit of cocktails just laid out for you. Eat and drink to your heart's content. The game shall begin in about 15 minutes. And without further to say, he walks away. Do you guys want to partake of any of the rum bread or drinks that are on the table?
Cool.
Don't eat the
all
food
of
of Fairyland.
Usagi,
Traps
you're
you.
muted.
I have a little nibble, but I'm being careful.
Okay. How about the rest of you?
Don't eat the
Yeah.
food of Fairyland.
My character is keeping himself on a tight leash for once, and so he only partakes lightly.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Arnolfo and follow his lead and not eat too much, if at all.
All right. What about our resident sorcerer?
I mean, there's food.
Okay. Well, you are eating. You actually start to get a few curious looks from the people around you, and some of them actually start snickering.
Why would they be doing that, I wonder?
Well, you're free to roll a perception check.
Ooh,
Oh,
good one.
that's good. Yes. You notice that only people who look like they don't live in this area are really chowing down on the food and drinking. The locals, while they are eating, they're eating slowly, deliberately, like they're measuring this out. Like they're each trying to hit just a perfect sweet spot.
Well, my perfect sweet spot is infinity. But let's keep up appearances. I will slow down a little bit.
Okay. You slow down and only eat about what a normal person would eat in a day at this one table. All right. And after about 15 minutes of just, eating and chatting, you hear the father clear his throat and raise his hands, and the entire crowd goes silent. And he says, "I would like to thank you all for coming out today for the great feast of exoneration, the day we lay all our troubles aside, the sins we have committed against our brothers, so that we may live in harmony. May we thank Esper for his great blessing and mercies, and hope that others may adopt this policy of forgiveness. Now, one last time, as I will remind you, this is a holy festival. There are to be no weapons, and once I ring the bell, there will be no magic permitted for 10 minutes. It will be completely negated, so please do not cast. Now, I want you all to know you are in no real danger. It has been decades since we lost a single person to this festival. But with that said, do not hold back and really let everybody know exactly how you feel. And he pulls out a small hammer and he smacks the bell as hard as he can. And you hear the ring through the whole town. It's actually very, very loud. And I want each of you to roll a perception check.
Character wants that ball, by the way. That's a magical musical instrument.
Oh, it is a beautiful instrument. It is.
Yes. All right. Where did my character go? I presume I'm somewhere on this board. No.
Well, you shouldn't feel comfortable in this scenario, Hollow. There's very obvious weird things going on.
Where is my character?
You are on the right side of the table.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's a little hard to see your little icon, your little round guy.
Yep, you're the
Oh,
darkest
there.
one. Yep.
Okay. I thought that was I thought I was a. I look too much like a little stool. All right.
Your character doesn't have a lot of bright colors.
Okay. Maybe I'll get a different one. All right. So a con save.
No, you're making a perception check.
Perception check. Sorry.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Arnulfo and Oliver, you notice everybody around you starts getting up and cracking their knuckles. And then they all start taking swings at each other. Dr. Honeygold and Jangles, you will have to wait another turn before you are brought into the initiative order, because combat is about to start.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't join this.
I think Jangles do quite fine in fisticuffs.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Can I roll to leave?
You are in the whole town is doing this. The other characters who can tell can see people getting up from tables all across town, and they're just approaching each other with hostile intent.
Where was the initiative thing again? I forget.
You can go, I think, to the little combat window with little crossed swords on the right side.
Was I able to resist this effect, or am I fight also?
You're in the inn, so you're completely safe. But you still can't cast spells because the bell does that to the whole town.
Okay. Well, I wanted to explore the area and try to find Columbus while everyone else is busy with the festival.
Well, he's over here at the festival.
Right. I didn't know that.
Combat.
Usagi, if you'd like to tell him where to roll. I don't know what it looks like for you guys in.
Well, on my side, on the right side of the screen, you have sort of a large bar with a bunch of little tiny keys at the top or little buttons at the top. If you kind of hover over that, you can see on the chat messages, combat encounters, actors, items, journal, rollable tables, etc. Combat encounters is where you're going to see that. If you click on that, you should be able to find yourself in the list somewhere.
Action, can cast, can use those ones.
No, not in your character sheet. Like, you know how normally, even when you have the character sheet up, there's like this, like menu on the right. It's on the right for me. Actually, if you're looking at the stream, I have my mouse over it. I don't know if you can see that.
Combat encounters.
Yeah, and then you should be in the list, and you should have a little dice or a little die next to your character.
I rolled with normal. All right. Oh, I rolled crap, but all right.
All right. Let me just make sure you are all unequipped, because none of you would have brought your items. And our farm boy. You are all unequipped, so your ACs will match that now. All right, so first up is the non-player character over here, the male villager. He's going to run straight over to the paladin, and he's going to give him a whack. Let me see if I can pop this out real quick. There we go. All right, he has taken a swing. His 13. What's your AC right now, Usagi?
1 sec. If I'm currently unequipped, I think it's 10.
Okay, you take 2 non-lethal damage.
Yep.
So let's see, I'll just apply that from my side. Okay, and next up is Molly.
I want to leave. I want to walk away.
You're not allowed to leave.
So, well, most of the fighting right now that you, well, right now you technically can't do anything. You're just now noticing that everybody got up and started hitting each other.
How
They don't have a
far
difference,
into progress of walking away can I do?
You have
Can I
just
decide that I want to walk away?
you have just noticed that everybody got up and started punching each other. In the next turn, you can actually
I
move.
decided that. Okay, then I'm deciding that in the next turn I'm going to walk away.
All right. This brings it to this other villager's turn. She's going to run up to the villager next to her and give him a smack. And she misses. Next up is Matt's turn.
Well, I'm not really a fist fighter, so I think I'm just going to stand up, put myself there, I think, and I'm going to take the dodge action.
You're going to take the dodge action?
Yeah. So anyone who attacks me has to roll with disadvantage.
Okay. Next is Usagi's turn.
Alright, well, I'm punching Eleanor if I can.
You'll have to run up to him, but you'll get an attack of advantage, or attack of opportunity. Okay, hang on. Let me see if he hits you. He does hit you. You take 2 non-lethal damage.
Alright.
And you actually didn't move.
What?
Yeah, if you get hit by an attack of opportunity, you're stopped.
Isn't jump or leap or whatever like a bonus action that you can do?
You can do a disengage action, which will mean you can't attack this turn.
Yeah, but I thought that you could jump as a bonus action.
You can, but if you move away from this guy, he will hit you.
I don't care.
He's already hit you.
Right. Well, I'm getting away from him because I'm after Eleanor at the moment. I don't care.
I'll let you take another move action, but you will get another attack of opportunity.
I don't care.
And no, he hits you again.
That's fine.
So you still didn't move. All right. Next is this villager's turn. Where are you at? She's going to run over to this villager and give her a smack. And she does, for 1 damage. This one's going to run over to Matt, and she's going to attempt to punch him. What's your AC, Matt?
It is 12, but she
Uh,
has had disadvantage.
You take 1 damage.
How is your AC higher than mine is?
It's not that your AC is higher, it's just that they got really good rolls.
Mm.
All right. All right. We're on to this NPC. He's going to turn around and punch the one that punched him. Dang, these villagers know how to punch, apparently.
Almost like we've got some experience with it or something.
Almost like this is a yearly thing that happens that they might train for. This one's going to run down here. And he hits the one next to him for 2 damage. And now it's the one next to him, and he's going to return the attack. And he misses. It is now our dwarf's turn.
So who's this guy up in the center of the screen that's blue with a glow around him?
That is blue with the glow around him. That is Father Brick. He is the officiate. He is the one making sure nobody dies.
Okay, but is he a legal target for this stupidity?
You are free to try if you like.
Well, I don't know what the things
So,
are, but he's about the only one I can reach.
just so you know, he's close to 7 feet tall, and he is about the widest person here.
Oh, well, then I obviously have to go. It's a show of respect. All right, I can move 25. I do that, and I go, woot! Thank you. This is awesome. This is way more fun than I thought it would ever be. Excuse me, and I take a swing at him.
All right, you have unarmed strike in your weapons, so you can use unarmed strike.
Right. So, what do I roll under for that?
You just click on where it says unarmed strike, and there should be a thing that says attack. And you just click on the button that says attack, and that will roll it for you automatically.
All right. Well, I don't know where I go to see the attack. I see combat encounters. Do I?
So no, you bring up your character sheet, you go to inventory, and under weapons you'll see unarmed strike.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Clicking on it, and simple play, not equipped.
And when you click on unarmed strike, there should be something that appears underneath that says attack. You click on attack.
I see simple melee, not equipped, proficient action, and
so you're going to go to your inventory tab, and under there you should see great song, fluted great maul, heavy crossbow, and right under that should be unarmed strike.
Correct.
Okay, so click on unarmed strike.
And it says attack.
Yep, click attack.
And I did, and nothing happened.
Huh. Oh.
I see it over here.
Yep.
Attack 25,
so 25.
Or...
Yep. So
yeah,
that lands, and you hear the father go, oof, and he starts chuckling. It's like, finally someone brave enough. And now I
do have +3 damage from my strength.
He has. You caught him off guard. And now he is.
I'm looking forward to a giant wallop from him. This is very dwarvish, actually. Jangle's actually, it's one of the things.
He got a 22, and he's now top of the stack.
That's fine.
Okay. Now your turn is done. So it goes to.
Oh, I do have 2 attacks, right? As a 5th
You can attack again if you want. Yes.
Yeah, but didn't you already?
The whole point here is to beat each other silly.
Okay, go ahead and hit him again, just like you did before. As you swing the second time, he knocks your fist harmlessly aside and smiles at you with promises of pain to come.
Yes.
All right. This one attacks the guy next to her and does nothing. And now it is the father's turn.
AC of 10.
Let's see here. So he's going to swing at you, and he's also going to use Flurry of Blows.
Ooh, a monk. Yeah, yes, I presume he's doing non-lethal damage,
so he's going to make a second attack on you as well. Both of which hit. You take 18 damage.
How much?
18. I've applied it already.
Okay.
You are down to 43. And he laughs each time
I
he
presume that's
punches.
non-lethal, right?
He laughs at you each time he punches you. He's like, "Come on, lad, give me a good show."
Give you the best I can. I presume, though, it's non-lethal damage, right?
Yes, all of this is non-lethal damage.
Okay. Since he's a monk, he could do
He can.
either. Or if
But
he's
he is
got monk.
officiating this, so.
Yeah.
You also hear him shout out to Columbus and say, "Take charge of things. Make sure no one falls while I deal with this lad."
I knew if you weren't a smuggler, you were keeping an eye on the paladin, I say to Columbus.
Right, he's the male villager up here who was walloping on Usagi a while ago is going to try again. And he hits for 2 damage. Molly, it is your turn. You can finally run.
No, I'm not running. I don't want to show fear. I'm walking briskly away.
All right, that means you will have 30 feet of movement. We're going to move you in the direction where we're going to move you till it stops turning green. Yep.
Just the clearest way. Yep.
So as you're moving away, another female fighter spots you who didn't have anybody, and she joins the fray. She is now eyeing you. And let me add her roll.
You drew attention to yourself.
Yes.
Ah.
All right. These two over here are fighting. Let me just resolve some other people's combats. She attacks the man next to her for 1 damage. And Matt, it is now your turn.
All right. Well. Okay, I've seen that this is happening. This is also happening. And Felicia's just trying to get out of the way. No, sorry, Doc is just trying to get out of the way. But if someone is coming up to Doc, then I think, for the sake of, you know what, I'm being engaged in some kind of combat. She has hit me, so she's going to get 1 back.
Okay. You should have unarmed strike in your inventory.
I do.
All right, you hit for 0 damage. That is not possible. You're going to at least do 1
I
damage.
think it has to be 1. Yeah, because my strength is below
All right.
the base.
There
so
are
it has to
cats
be 1.
that are in this game that are currently looking down on you as like the meme, the pathetic meme.
So you give her a punch and she goes, "Ugh," and she's still standing ready for more. All right. Usagi, it is now your turn.
I forget. Am I allowed to try to throw people or shove them or whatever?
You can try to push him away. That would be a standard opposing dexterity check.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You are perfectly matched. He doesn't go anywhere. Actually, no, you do push him 5 feet back. Never mind. Okay. He is 5 feet back. You've used your action.
And I can still move, I think, right?
Yes, you can still move, but you can't attack. Oh, no, that's a bonus action.
Right.
You can attack. Never mind.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the rules are we can't double team on people.
There's no rule against that. This is a free-for-all.
Hi. So I can still attack, right? Hang on.
Yep, you'll just use unarmed strike.
There we go. And did that go? I didn't see it go.
Have a magnifying
There we go.
glass.
All right, Eleanor, your AC I think is 12, so you take 3 damage. It's all non-lethal though.
Ooh. All right. What am I concentrated on?
I don't know. You guys just always have concentration on.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, there
because you
go.
cast suggestion earlier.
Okay. A while ago.
I don't remember exactly how to turn it off, but we'll just pretend like you're not right now. All right. So now it is this villager's turn. She's going to attack the person next to her. And she misses. Next one's turn. She is going to try. She saw the paladin jumping in and she shouts, "Mine!" And she takes a swing at him. But it goes wide and she kind of stumbles to the side and she is now laying prone. Next one. He takes a swing at the one next to him.
Wait, talking is a free action. If she screams mine, it's like, lady, you don't even know this guy. What are you talking about?
She's like, "It's a festival," as she's laying on the ground.
That's not how it works.
This guy misses the guy next to him.
She's just in it for the love of the game.
This guy does hit the guy next to him. And now the one that can come up to run towards Molly. She runs up towards Molly, rears back, and swings. And she hits for 1 damage. All right, Jangles, it is your turn.
I know this guy's magic will hit me as many times as I hit him, but he doesn't care. I will take 2 swings at him because that's what a man does.
Go for it.
All right. First attack.
Okay. I think that's a miss. Oh, you did 15 and a 24. The second one hits for 5 damage. Again, he goes, "Oh, nice, right there, buddy."
Yeah. Looking forward to being unconscious soon.
It won't take very long, probably.
No, he's a beefy boy. This villager attacks the other villager and misses. It is now Father Brick's turn. Let's see here.
His name is Father Brick.
His name is Father Brick.
Yep.
He's 7 feet tall.
Almost 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Not quite.
Man, I'm gonna make so much money healing random wounds on people later.
He smiles and says, "I'm not gonna hold back on you, lad."
That's fine. Beat me unconscious. I can take it.
Let's see.
Bar fights are my second favorite thing.
All right, he's going to attack you.
That was in my write-up, after all. This is one of my character's ideas of a great time, actually.
Make a Constitution saving throw. What's your AC here? So yeah, you take this and you are stunned for a round. He knocks all the wind out of you.
Okay. Ooh.
As you're lifted off the ground, but don't actually go anywhere.
Yeah. No. Monk stuff. Ooh, yeah.
Yep. You are now stunned for 1 more turn. All right. Next is this guy, I think, who's beating up on the girl behind the table. These guys are very feminist, I guess. I don't know. All right, he hits her for 2. Basically, everybody here is beating everybody else. So now it's Molly's turn.
I leave.
You're going to try to run?
Yes.
All right.
I will never forgive you if you don't stay there and let me punch you once.
You can do it later.
Nope. This is when it happens.
You try to flee.
Fine, I will run to Arnulfo and get my punch.
You are stopped and take 1 damage because the woman who attacked you before hits you again. Would you like to try to
Can I disengage from her?
You can
I disengage from her?
You can only disengage at the start of your turn before you take other actions, because moving with disengage takes 2 actions. But you can try to move away again and invoke another attack of opportunity.
I want to run to Arnulfo and get my punch.
Okay. She's going to swing at you again, and you take another damage. You stay put. This female villager is going to attack the guy next to him or next to her, and it's a hit. Matt, it is your turn.
Okay. So Arnie has punched me. I'm gonna look around at Arnie and just be sort of really.
Yeah. Obviously.
Oh, obviously.
Obviously.
I'm
Dude,
gonna take
this
dodge
is
action
sanctioned
again.
by the church.
This is indeed sanctioned by the church.
I'm gonna take the dodge action again.
Okay. He takes the dodge action again.
And after doing that, I'm going to attempt to move up onto the table.
Okay.
We'll see if that works.
Usagi, take a swing at him. The other person's going to take a swing. Oh, she can't because she's on the ground. So.
Great.
Ah, well, that was with
Yep.
disadvantage.
You stop him, and he takes 3 damage.
Was that with disadvantage?
Oh, let's roll again.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You got walloped good for 3 damage. And you are stopped in your tracks. Usagi, it is now your turn.
All right. I'll help Doc out, and I'm gonna jump. My token will let me.
All right, Matt, do you want to take an attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Attack of opportunity.
I'm very tempted to use some with my sort of patron stuff where I can do extra work with a punch. Can I make him feel really hungry?
I forgot you had the touch of hunger. Let's see here. Let me look it up here. Where is that? I think that's in your spells. So there is no magic right now, but let's see. The Caress of Hunger can be used to modify a cast spell. Nope, that's the Caress. Where's the touch?
Yeah,
Touch
touch of hunger, I can. Yeah.
Technically it's a boon and not a spell, so yes. If you can connect, you can make him feel hunger.
I'm going to bonus action that, and I'm going to go for a punch as he goes by.
Okay, punch. Yep. That is a hit for 1 damage. Usagi, your character suddenly feels famished.
Well, that's super weird.
It is super weird. Let me look at that because I just want to make sure how dangerous that really is. Okay, all he can really do with this is make people feel hungry. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I can still try. No.
You can try to run again. Yes, he can take another attack of opportunity at you, though.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and swing again, Matt.
I missed that.
That is a miss. You are allowed to move 30 feet.
Okay. Whoops. I think it was here originally before it hit yellow, so it'd be that.
Yep. All right. Let's get these. The villager next to you stands up, and she squares up to you, Matt, but she doesn't swing because she's a little bit weirded out at the fact that one paladin's stomach started rumbling. This guy is going to attack the girl next to him and hits for 2. And this guy is going to attack the person next to him for 2. This guy's going to do the same, but he misses. The female next to Molly is going to try to attack her, but she misses. Jangles, it is your turn. Do you want to stand back up?
Well, you said I was stunned, right?
You're stunned for one turn, but I'll let you stand up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I was knocked down. Yeah, I'll stand up.
Well, you're not knocked down. You're kind of like hunkering on your knees.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I recover from being stunned, is what you're saying.
Yes.
All right. I will stand up and square him and wait for the next jaw slammer to come.
He looks at you and says, "That's a lad."
In which case, he's got to wait till I swing again.
All right. He is going to attack you. He is going to use Flurry of Blows again, and he's going to attack you again. Let's see here. Both of them hit. You take a combined 14 damage. As he's just bapping you side to side, just boof, oof, boof, oof.
Yep.
And he's
He's
smiling.
Dempsey rolling me. Yep.
All right. Next is this guy. He is going to try to run down here to the girl who's beating up on Matt. And he is going to take a swing. And he misses. Molly, it is now your turn.
I'm going to oh gosh, I kind of lost track of what was happening because I reached my destination and I'm now taking things out of the car. But I'll scoot over to Arnolfo.
All right.
And I'll say, get it over with.
They're going to take an attack of opportunity at you, and it misses.
Whatever.
So you are free to run up to Arnolfo. This villager is going to bap the person next to her, and that hits. Matt, it is now your turn.
Is this person still on the floor?
Nope, she has stood back up and she's squared up for fighting again.
Right. I want to move around that way, and then this way, and then give her a punch.
Okay, go ahead. That is a miss. Why is your unarmed strike not doing any damage?
Because I don't have
because you have a -1 to your strength.
Yeah. But I don't think unarmed strike can ever be less than 1.
Okay, well you missed anyway.
So it's just a base 1.
Usagi, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna punch.
Okay, go ahead. That is a miss. All right, let's get to these girls over here. Going to attack, does 1 damage to the person next to her. This one is going to try to take a swing at Matt and hits him for 1 damage. This guy's going to swing at the person next to him, and he misses. This guy's going to swing at the person next to him, and he hits for 2. And the guy is going to try to hit him right back. But he misses critically, so he stumbles. The girl who was fighting with Molly runs up to Molly again and is going to try to attack her once more, but she misses. Jangles, it is now your turn. You can return a punch. Ooh, that's a hit. Did you want to take your 2? There we go. First one's a hit, second one's a miss, so you do 5 damage. You hit him right in his jaw, but it doesn't really seem to move him much. You just get a resounding ugh, and he returns his smile to you once again. This girl is going to attack the girl next to her for 1, and now
I was muted. So sorry. I will say, I'm pointing out, Jangles is laughing as he does this as well and is having a great time. So he's taking it all in good stride.
The father can tell he is really enjoying this.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Don't think he gets an extra attack. Nope. Okay. Oh, he does get an extra attack, so he can attack you 3 times. So he smiles, like, there's a lad still standing after all of that. I can stop taking it so easy on you. So he's going to attack, use flurry of blows. Where is it at? And then he's going to attack you twice more. You take, oh my goodness, 26 points of damage.
Woot! All right, I presume I go down. I only
You
had
are
23.
unconscious.
Aha! He goes down with a smile on his face, like, that's a good bar fight.
So Father Brick gives you a vicious uppercut, knocking you into the air, and while you're in the air, he just savagely beats on you till his final punch pushes you several feet away, and you land on the ground unconscious. And he lets out a triumphant, yes!
Yeah. Jangles is quite happy. He loves a good fight, and he's used to waking up from unconscious, being drunk and unconscious anyway. So this is normal for him. If anything's going to make him switch religions, it was this. This was beautiful.
So
He
just
really
so you
loved
know, this is a festival exclusive to Usagi's town for a very
Oh,
good reason.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been trying to get everyone else to pick up on it, and nobody ever seems to want to for some reason.
Well, they're wrong. This is awesome.
Well, Father Brick, after doing this, puts his arms down, straightens his vestment, and returns to Columbus, who holds up 5 fingers and nods, and the father returns to his duties. Next up is, which guy is this? This is the guy who was near Matt, but he's going to take a swing at the person closest to him, and he hits her for 2. And she is relatively tough. So, Molly, it is now your turn.
Did Arnolfo hit me in the last turn?
Nope,
No,
he missed. Though he will get a flanking advantage this next turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stay where I am and go get it over with. And I'll let him hit me.
Just so you know,
where's Alan?
For right now, Molly, you actually have the highest AC of the party.
Oh.
So you're going to be a little difficult to hit.
Can I, like...
I mean, you could just stand there and let him hit you. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right. Well, he can do that when he gets to you. This woman misses. Matt, it is now your turn.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try and death away.
All right. She's going to take an attack of opportunity, but she misses. I'm going to count that as your 5-foot step, so you have full movement and attack.
All right. So,
that will count as your bonus action, though. You can go one more.
So here.
That'll be your movement.
I'm just gonna head. I'm just gonna come to here.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll take my dodge action just in case.
Okay. They will have to roll with disadvantage. Usagi, it is now your turn.
Okay, I will.
You have to beat a 10 because that's a flat AC. And you
There
do.
You
Molly, you take 3 damage.
Can I still move?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'm gonna try to put myself between Doc and the other lady.
You'd have to move to the side because you actually can't.
Alright. Where's my thing? Whoop. I moved. I didn't know I could move another player. There we go.
Oh, hang on. Okay. You might have to hit escape to get off of Molly. But anyway. All right, Molly, you have taken 3 damage from your friend. All right, let me get these people to beat each other up real quick. She does 1 damage to the person next to her. And she does no damage to the person next to her. He does no damage. Seems like everybody's getting a little punch drunk. He does damage the person next to him. And this guy is almost down. He's staggering. He misses the guy next to him. It is now this female villager's turn, and she saw you try to impose, so she is going to try to attack Usagi, which succeeds. You take 1 damage. All right. Jangles is down. So I'm going to remove you from combat. And this girl's going to try to wallop the person next to her. And misses. And he hits the guy next to him. Or he hits the girl next to her. Him. But she's still fine. For some reason, she's very tough. Molly, it is now your turn.
Let's see. Where is Eleanor? I'm going to ask Eleanor if there's anything that he must do in order to feel, I don't know, at least ambivalent towards me.
I think that's what you guys are doing right now.
Yes, I'm asking him, does he want to hit me specifically? Because if he doesn't have beef with me, I'm getting out.
Eleanor, what? No, of course not.
Good, thank you. I'm disengaging and booking it.
All right. Where do you want to run to? Just away from people?
Is
You can run in any direction.
Is there anything going on behind the fountain?
That is where.
Or is that like the
That is where
boundary?
Columbus and the father are. The one that knocked out
Other
Jangles.
side of the fountain. Like if I can get past the fountain, am I in the clear?
There are other. This is happening through the whole town. Like
okay.
Yeah, everybody in town is taking part in this.
I've got to get out of. Okay.
Doc, stay next to me. I can take damage for you. It should be an ability that I took, actually, where I can, if an ally is sitting next to me, I take at least half damage.
You need a shield for that, which you don't have.
Oh. Oh, well.
Okay, I'll stay next to Arnulfo then.
Okay. You can move out of range. You can move out of range of this other person if you want.
I will do that, actually. I don't like her.
Okay, you disengage and run behind the paladin who just whacked you. This lady over here is going to...
She didn't whinge about it like some people here.
Matt, it is your turn.
I actually probably have to go very, very soon.
Well, this is the last round of combat, so...
Okay. In that case, I will give Arnie.
You have a flanking bonus, so you get to attack with advantage.
Oh, fantastic. I don't know if there's a way I can do that.
I just hit the attack button twice. I'll take the higher of the two. Okay. You do 1 damage to the paladin. All right. Usagi, it is now your turn.
I'll punch this lady next to me.
Okay, go ahead. That is a miss. All right. And we're just going to make this quick. All the other people beat on each other. This guy up here goes down. And that is combat over as you hear a giant ringing of the bell as Father Brick announces the end to the festival of exoneration or absolution. I can't remember what I named it. Yay! You all lived.
Yay.
Yes.
The father kindly bends over and revives Jangles with a mere touch. Jangle awakens and most of his bruises heal. And Matt, if you need
That
to go,
was
you can
your,
go.
yeah. I thank him for the healing.
Okay.
All right, I'll let you know what the experience is later, unless you want to stick around for a few minutes.
Oh. A couple of minutes.
Okay. So the father pats Jangles on the shoulder and helps him to his feet. Good lad, good lad. I haven't had someone brave enough to take a swing at me in years.
Yeah. You seem to be, well, asking for it in a way. You're saying they're looking all glorious, no one coming up. That seemed lonely.
I've been training to the glorious name of Vesper for at least 70 years. It keeps me young.
I have to say, this has changed my view of your faith. So.
Well, go forth and spread the good word of our atonement ritual. It seems many other cities are unwilling to take it up for some reason.
Boggles my mind.
And you see Columbus approaching from the side. Yes, it's very good, very good. It's very rare I see somebody take on the father like that. That was a very good challenge. I'm very impressed.
Thank you, but kind of the whole point of this thing, right?
Oh, yeah, yes. Sadly, I can't take really part in these things, as things go.
No, I don't know. Why can't you?
Oh, well, it's outside the station of my office. And he just smiles at you.
Yep, I know. Super high level muckety muck.
Oh, I'm not so high. It's I mean, my horse kind of outranks me. I'm just a lieutenant.
I knew it. I knew that horse was your boss.
Well, the horse isn't really my boss. My boss gave me the horse. Old Captain, I named him after my boss. He didn't think it was so funny, but we all have to have a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And he holds out his hands like, I guess I haven't formally introduced myself. I am Lieutenant Inquisitor Columbus. And he smiles at you.
You know me, Kildrak, Firehammer, aka Tangles.
Everybody else roll perception to see if you heard that. Arnulfo heard that.
Yep.
Matt heard that. And let's see. Molly definitely heard that.
Yippee!
The pointy ears came in handy.
Anybody want to intervene on this?
No, I don't have anything to say about that one way or the other.
Everybody very quiet about the lieutenant.
Well, I'll tell face. I'll tell him I knew it was had to be one or the other. Either you were a smuggler or you were something like that.
Ah,
But when I figured out you weren't a smuggler, I kept my mouth shut and let you be.
I admire people who are that perceptive. I've never really been quite that perceptive. It's but just one more thing, but before I head out here. Well, you're in the retinue of this paladin aspirant, right? The glowing one over here, Arnolfo, I believe his name, and Mr. Corbrew. Is that correct?
Corbianu.
Corbianu. Sorry, it's these names close to the border. I always get them wrong. Yeah. Well, you see, the funny thing is, I've been assigned to you for a while, so we're going to be traveling together for the foreseeable future.
I'm sorry. You. What do you mean assigned to me?
Well, you're a paladin aspirant, and the church is very excited for you, but there needs to be some vetting of all the aspirants, and that's where I come in. My boss, the bishop, well, the High Inquisitor, really, sent me to make sure that you were taken care of, especially. Now, I don't want you to worry about anything. I'm pretty sure there's nothing to worry about, nothing weird going on with your party. But I'm here if you have any questions, just here to help out, make sure things are going on. I'm sure everything's fine. Nice folks like you would never have anything to hide.
Well, I have a question out of game here.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I fail to get properly vetted? Do they let me go?
That is a question.
Or do I get punished?
Can't tell you that.
I'm gonna ask him then.
Go ahead.
So if I fail for some reason to, be properly vetted, do I get punished or what happens?
Now, I mean, that's that would be most unfortunate. Most of our aspirants pass, but I'm afraid once you accepted that endorsement, you became a ward of the church. So that's either as a paladin or something else.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm sure you got nothing to worry about there. I mean, you wouldn't have done all those deeds, and the bishop wouldn't have endorsed you if you weren't a fine stand-up guy. Am I right?
I mean, look, I've been very honest about the person that I am. I don't know what they told you because I try to tell everyone, no one believes me.
Well, good. So long as you've been honest. My place here is just to collect the information and report back my findings of anything odd going on. And this doesn't just go for you, of course. It goes for the people around you. Being part of a paladin's retinue is kind of a big deal. Lots of stuff going on, and we want to make sure anybody with that level of access to the church is thoroughly vetted. Not making any pacts with other worldly things, demons, devils, the kind of stuff.
Sure.
Certainly.
Well,
Well, just to let you know, I did spend a few months in the pokey, so.
Oh, you wouldn't be the first person to work for the church that did a little bit of time, so long as you learned your lesson. And you learned your lesson, am I right?
Oh, no, it was unjustified.
Oh.
I made a bridge sing and I got pardoned. As they realized the error of their way.
Well, we got people digging into the past, and I'm sure the guild will have turned over any records they had of you. But we'll be traveling together until the until the trials go on, which I'm sure you don't have anything to worry about. Nice folks like you and all. So I guess we'll be spending a lot more time together.
Oh, cool. Apparently. Are you covering all the expenses constantly like you did?
I can a little bit, but it won't always be a thing.
Okay.
And he starts to turn to leave, and then he holds up a finger and he turns back and he looks straight at the farm boy and he says, "Oh, just one more thing. You aren't hungry by any chance, are you? I noticed you eat quite a bit."
Old habits. The work in the land.
Oh, that's right. You were a farmer. That's right. Sorry, your records are a little bit murky. Don't always get good records out of the agrarian areas, I'm sure we'll clear it up. We'll
People
just
can't write.
What's that?
People don't really write that much or read.
Oh no, just out in the sticks. Things get mixed up sometimes. We'll just send some people to your hometown and clarify some things. Make sure we got everything on the up and up. I'm sure you got nothing to worry about.
Well, no, but sending people to the hometown, there isn't much of it left.
Oh, what do you
If
mean?
any of it left.
Oh, did
People
did
rolled
something
up
unfortunate
a few
happen?
years ago. Yeah, a few years. Well, yes, about a year past. Yeah, people rolled into town and did some nasty things.
I think I heard about that. That's a terrible, terrible thing. We didn't think anybody survived that. It's hard to imagine, young as you were, that you were able to survive it. The church went and investigated. I think I read that report personally, and it's really amazing that anybody could have survived that, especially without help.
I nearly didn't.
Well, seeing you today, standing up for all this, I could see you're a tough fella. So I'm sure that's the explanation. I'm sure that's fine. I mean, obviously, working on a farm, you'd be pretty strong and able to take a punch.
There you go.
Yes, yeah.
Not
Well,
my first time.
nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. And with that, we will leave off the session. You all get 1,000
And
experience.
definitely built this guy on Colombo. It became obvious he built East Colombo.
Yes, he's Columbo. He's Lieutenant Inquisitor
Yep.
Columbus. So you all should be at 7,700 experience points.
Yep.
That's what we got today.
No, that's what you should be at, 7,700. So I will.
Oh, so I lose experience.
What were you at before?
Oh, for some reason it says 10,700 on my end.
Oh, let me see here. No, you should have got an additional 1,000. So we'll say everybody should be at 11,700. So if you guys would correct that, you will be at 11,700 experience.
Great.
I think
what are we? 11,000.
I think I'm putting that in the right place.
Let me see
11,700 was it?
Next to
you're in the right spot.
14,000.
You're in the right spot.
All right.
I'm gonna fix yours, Matt.
And Christina needs whatever.
Yep,
I'll get you, Molly.
Thank you.
And let's make sure.
Zoom at some point my hit.
Okay. All right. We will all reconvene at the next meeting, and I appreciate you all coming in.
This
Everybody.
is a lot of fun.
Okay. Well,
well, tomorrow.
Is it 6 p.m. next Friday?
For you guys,
sure
I
yet.
think it would be 8 for us. I don't know what it is for Matt. I think it's very early in the morning.
We started.
If it's the same time as today, it would be 7.
Okay. Then we will try. We will try to reconvene next week at the same time. Thank you all for coming.
Great.
And good luck.
Amanda,